Good evening, people. We are back where the owls sleep. The energy levels are low for me this evening, but we have a rival show running. The show must go on. I could have just gone to bed, but the show must go on. So, Stocky's here with us as usual. He's in a similar spot to me, but welcome, Sink. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, all good, thanks. How you doing, Mitch?
Yeah, well, could be better. Could have picked a better week to start a rival show. To be honest, it'd be interesting to see if some Liverpool fans sneak in a little while.
Like you said, the show must go on, man. The show must go on. But that's what it's about, man. That's football. Like you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. And the main man from Spurs Kings TV, Marlon, how's it going, bro?
You cool? Yeah. I'm in a good place like you, innit? Just standing there at the bottom.
Well, we're not at the bottom.
Bro, you're coming with us, bro. Where you lot playing? Mate, we're going to catch up with you in a couple of weeks, and that's it. You're going to bring you right back in it if you don't start showing up.
Hey.
Nah, we'll be all right. I'm not even thinking about that right now. Not even thinking about that. But I've got another guy that is down there, Stocky.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who you are on this channel, but similar day to me for you, to be fair.
Yeah, do you know what? When I was young and rage-full full of lager, I would have took this quite badly. But now I'm a bit more chilled, and we saw it coming as soon as he made all them changes. Because, my God, Chelsea's left-hand side was disgraceful in the first half, and they bring on millions and millions of pounds worth of talent, and West Ham ain't that good. But this one, it was a proper Jekyll and Hyde game for both teams, weren't it? Did anyone watch it, or did they just laugh when they saw the final score?
Well, I listened to the first half, and I think I jinxed you because as soon as I tuned on, Chelsea took control. So,
cheers, thanks, mate.
I apologise for that.
I didn't even have to look at your game for Liverpool to bum you.
It went 2-0, and I was checking the table, going, "Oh fuck!"
I bet you was.
And then the Pedro scored. I went, "I know what's going to happen now. Don't worry."
No, you saw it coming. But as people that love their football, there's nothing better than when you feel vindicated. And I've said for lots of years, Garnacho is a steaming pile of shit, and that showed it. He's got no basics. All right, he's probably talented on the ball, but he ain't got nothing in him, has he?
I wouldn't even say he's talented on the ball, to be honest. For a winger, a player one-on-one. I can't remember time when he's beat a fullback 1v1.
I think he beat Porro.
Dude, once he's running in on goal, and that's good.
Yeah.
Did you say Porro?
Yeah, his finishing and ball strike is decent.
Yeah, do you know what? I always thought he was overrated at Man United. And, we've always cussed Man United when they've been poor, but they got 50 million for him. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they lucked out there. They definitely lucked out, Garnacho.
But you know what? We got, like, as Marley rightly said, we all saw it coming when they made them changes. But you know what? I reckon we could have gone 3-0 up at the start of the second half. Maybe snatched Todibo missed a chance as well in front of goal. Do you know what? If we play like that first half for a majority of games, I still think we can pick up points. So, if we play like that, I think we'll pick up more points than Palace from now till the end of the season.
Well, that's what Nuno's got to instill, isn't he? He's got to kind of say to them, look, I know we got beat today, but just look how we've played since the Spurs game. If we keep this momentum up, he'll just do exactly what he did at Forest when he kept them up.
Yeah.
And basically, you just got to catch Palace, and the way Palace is thinking out the joint at the moment, that's the problem. But even Forest might even slip up because they're not doing...
I don't know, mate.
They keep getting these cheeky results, but they keep going through these long periods where they ain't getting results, though.
Mate, Daishi, we had this chat many a time on your show. There's something about him that he just extracts enough from every team.
Yeah, it's when we think Forest are about to hit rock bottom, that he picks out a result. Like when he played us back in October, November, when it was, and again he just picked up this random result, which kept him above water. And then he did it recently again, where he just picked up the result. But
he done it at Everton. Everton were basket case, weren't they? And he just kept pulling it out.
Yeah, but they went and got someone that you lot didn't want, innit? Now look at them.
It never rains, but it pours, mate.
Yeah.
He's always hiding. We know it's coming. Still,
So do you think you've got a way of getting out of it then, Stocks? Do you think it's even a possibility?
Yeah, there's a possibility, and I weren't saying that.
Who do you think you can catch though? That's more the question. Who do you think you can catch at this point? You've got what, 30 games left now?
I'd say Palace.
Yeah,
I'd say Palace. It depends how far Tottenham go in the Champions League. Because what I do find funny is that they're playing very well in the Champions League when it's widow, but playing awful in the league because they don't give a fuck. So it's all Frank's fault, but I reckon there's a good 18 fingers in it be pointed at a squad as well.
Yeah, our two worst performances in the Champions League, we managed to get a draw and a win, which was against Villarreal and Monaco away, which were our worst two performances. But every other performance has been on point. It's the league form, which is the worrying part. And yeah, I know we're talking about this whole month. If I'm being honest, the only result I see us getting in this month is against Newcastle.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
That's bold straight off.
Yeah, that is bold straight off the bat.
Because I just think because of how inconsistent Newcastle are away, especially away from home at the moment, and the way we picked up a point at St James's Park, it's the only game that I can see us actually getting something.
Okay, interesting.
We've got Man United next after the City tomorrow, and then we've got Newcastle, then Arsenal, I think, or the other way around. I can't remember which way.
Oh, right.
Wait, you don't think you get anything from Man United?
No, not now.
Okay.
It's at Old Trafford as well. Like we if depending on how Man United play tomorrow, is it tomorrow they play?
Yeah, they play tomorrow.
Yeah, they play tomorrow. Depending on how Man United get on tomorrow, I'll come back with probably a different answer. But if Carrick's got them playing at least and they share a bit percent, then we ain't getting nothing.
That's funny. If you have a bad as month as you think, that would, if there's results.
I think we'll pick up 3 points somewhere along the line. At this present moment, I think it'll be enough to keep us further away from you, Palace, and Forest, enough to give us that breathing room because March is a bit more favourable for us.
Okay. Just I'll ask you boys. I'm not sure how long Leeds can keep doing it. I don't count today's result really against them because, you know,
I do for that second goal.
I haven't seen it.
Darla. As soon as I saw Darla was in goal, I knew they weren't winning.
Yeah,
thoughts on that, bitch?
I'd fully agree. I saw that he scored an own goal, and I was like, "Why is he even playing? What has happened there for him to be getting game time?" It's just mad.
Like I was watching it, and he literally the corner comes in and he punches it onto Calvert-Lewin. You're like, "What are you doing?" Not one Arsenal player's around him, and that's just like I knew he was a bad goalkeeper, but this was just taking the biscuit.
Yeah, I'm not sure Leeds keep this amazing run forever.
Yeah, they won't. It's Daniel Farker, isn't it? He was like this at Norwich. He'll go for a bit of a period where he'll get a lot of results, but it'll be the second stretch of the season where will Leeds be able to keep it up, and there'll be another team that will get dragged into it with us.
A lot of people saying, "Oh, Leeds are clear." Then I'm like, they're not totally out of it.
No, it's only 6 points, isn't it?
Yeah. I must admit that table was looking so rosy at halftime.
I told you I was like, bro, when I'm starting to look at it, and I know a lot of Spurs fans would have been looking at it. This is how far we've fallen at the moment. But I was looking at going,
how far you've fallen?
Yeah, mate.
Have you forgotten about the last couple of years?
Well, 17th last year, we knew exactly what happened. There's no way in a million years, if he was playing Van der Ven and Romero in the league games, some of them results would have picked up. Clearly would have picked up.
Yeah, you would have got a lot more goals.
Yeah. It was, yeah. The year before, we finished 5th. And everyone forgets that. We just had a bad end to the season, but we actually finished 5th. But last year, there was even when we were going, I think when we started to drop our players and went through that Europa League run, there was no way we were getting relegated, so we could do it, risk it all. But this year, we're just a bit more closer to, and it's that Nuno effect, because I remember telling you in our show, Nuno always scares me. Because when you guys were linked with sacking him recently, I went, it's going to be a point, it switches for him. Done it at Wolves, and he's done it at Forest as well. And the two signings, the two boys you've got up front, oh my God. If he can keep them playing, they're going to get so many points for you. Even I don't know about goals, but they're going to get so many points for you because they literally run.
I can't agree with you anymore. It's so weird to have two forwards that couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo because neither of them are ever between the sticks.
Yeah,
and never between the posts. But they run their nuts off so much. There's so many spaces for Somerville and Bowen, like Somerville's goal earlier on. For once, a decent bit of commentary from Neville, where it's like I was like very old school Blackburn, the two forwards attacking the box, and then the winger.
It kind of went downhill when they both really. To be honest, when they both came off, you could kind of see West Ham lost the momentum a little bit.
Well, there's no one to keep Chelsea honest, is there? No. Like I know, you think, oh, we need bodies at the back, but you have to keep teams honest, like attacking wise, because otherwise they'll just push on both fullbacks, knowing they've two centre halves on one forward. It's like, yeah.
But you did come up against when Chelsea brought on their big boys, and when I say their big boys, their spine. That was the biggest thing with them. As soon as they brought on their spine, they were good.
Like Cucurella, João Pedro, who else? Oh, Fofana.
Fofana came on as well.
Yeah, and then just to add a little bit of seasoning on top, there's Reece James, who's had a cracking season.
But that's why Nuno has to go to the boys. That you've done really well today. I thought West Ham, first half, you were great, and the fact you made the home fans boo at half time, considering Racinia's only lost one game, which was against Arsenal in the cup, and you're like, come on. But they were bad. They were terrible. But you've got to take your chances, and you did. And you played well, and you played really well in that first half.
Yeah. Everything I've heard and read is that you played well all the way up to Chelsea's first goal, and then all of a sudden. Came the wheels and it just all kind of fell apart.
Yeah, the Max Kilman sub killed you as well, I think.
Oh, God.
I can see why he done it, but it's not Kilman.
Mate, we should have just put Souček at centre half.
Yeah. It was unfortunate. I was watching it, but to be fair, I was hoping you lot would win, really. And the reason why is because at least it'll put a rocket up our asses a little bit if you lot start getting close.
Oh, yeah. I thought you was going to say because no one likes Chelsea.
No, I don't like Chelsea.
That's also true, though. To be fair,
a lot of Spurs fans, when you start asking them who their worst three are, West Ham are usually second, but West Ham for me are third. So it's always Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham in that order.
I don't know, because Chelsea isn't. It's not really a football thing with West Ham. It's just like we just don't like you. It's just West London, like
it's Green Street versus whatever their boys are called. That's why. It's all to do with our field problems. No, it's never on the pitch.
Luckily, I don't. None of that happens anymore. I won't get this mug beat up. Hopefully, for carry on saying that no one likes them, I might get beat up.
Yeah. So, what are people thinking on Chelsea? Do you reckon Racinia's got them in a title race? There was someone saying the other day, Chelsea, when they change managers mid-season, normally go on and win a European trophy as well. So
it's ridiculous. What
any of those two things on the cards?
What competition?
I mean, I think Rosinia could do something. It's Chelsea, you never know. Like in a cup competition, they could do something. I think what's probably best for Rosinia and Chelsea is just keep a low profile and just keep winning games, because I don't think many people would realize that he actually only lost one game. So it's hard to tell with them where they're doing a completely different project and just working with youngsters. I think today is actually probably a really good turning point, because I think under Maresca, I think the result would have just been a loss. I don't think they would have got back into the game, but I think today is a turn because they've actually won 2-0 down, looking out of it, and then was actually able to get a result. But I think also being home, that probably helped as well. I think if it was away, it might have been a bit of a different story. But you never know, man. That's the thing with Chelsea. You just never know. You think they're in the worst situation, and they'll pull something out of the bag out of nowhere. You think, how they done that? Just Chelsea.
What's key today is that what I find with Chelsea is that the players would clearly see that Racinia's gone, you know what, I got it wrong at half time. I could clearly see I've got it wrong. And he changed it up, and they won as well. So a lot of the players will start believing in him. And that's probably what you need right now, and especially when they've got competitions to play for. So you're probably right. There's probably a competition in there that they could win because they've got FA Cup, Champions League, still League Cup. They've got that second leg to come, and then they've got the league as well. Which, to be honest, if they went on a winning run like they did under Poch, you never know.
I thought he got some horrendous abuse straight off the bat. Like
Rosinha.
Yeah, like on socials, Rosinha. Like,
but that's because of the whole situation, wasn't it? And then.
But I thought he done really well. I thought it was a terrible decision for Hull to sack him. And then I was like, no one read up what he's done at Strasbourg. Like,
no one read
what
up.
Chelsea want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Chelsea want.
He's done a really good job at Strasbourg.
It is what Chelsea wants, but also at the same time, it feeds into the narrative of the issues that Maresca was having with the squad and the fact that he's at what's it called, the Chelsea owners' second club that they own. It just feeds into the narrative that he's just going there just to let them carry on with the project, and he's just to, just manage it and look after it and just say yes and look after the media and the PR side of things.
Well, that's what they want. That's what they wanted, and that's what he done really well at Strasbourg. Like, he garnered a spirit from just having, here's your players, make a team. We'll see you in a month. We'll see you at the next meeting, sort of thing. And he done it. So can't see why not. But then in football, he was getting some rave reviews. Like, Rooney was bigging him up so much, weren't he, from their time at Derby?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It can't be out of nowhere. I reckon there's a good. I was hoping West Ham would get him before anyone else, but maybe Chelsea would just do what they'll do. They'll chew someone up, spit him out.
But then, Chelsea, all it's going to take is a bad few run of games, and he's going to be out.
Yeah,
that's Chelsea. Maybe it might be a little bit longer because it's not Abramovich, but he'll be out for another team to pick up. And this is the thing for him. It is just another opportunity. He knows that there'll be other bigger opportunities after this, after Chelsea.
He can get well
sometimes then that roles like that kind of stagnate people's careers, and then they've got to go back and rebuild and all that stuff again.
Does, but the thing is, with Rosinha, I think he's got the character to actually go completely away from the spotlight and pick a team out of nowhere, of absolute obscurity, and then you'll see them in the Champions League. You're like, when did he start managing them? And you'll hear that he's been there for the last 3 or 4 years, and he's just kept a low profile. And then someone else with enough. He's actually taken his team out of nowhere and got into a quarterfinals of Champions League or something, and then give him another opportunity. I just think that he's someone that's looked at management from such a young age. He's always wanted to be a manager. So I think he'll have an opportunity after this. It may not be as big as Chelsea, but he'll create another opportunity after Chelsea, definitely.
Fair enough. Fair play. I suppose we better get on to... We'll leave Newcastle till last because apparently there's a couple other Newcastle fans joining in a bit, so we can all go through the pain together. What about Arsenal? Let's roll on to the Arsenal games. Smashed Leeds today. Seems to be the first time this season that they've actually put their stamp on the title again for the first time in ages, to be fair. They've been stuttering and faltering and letting people get close, but they actually look really impressive today. Good, solid performance.
It is Leeds, and they go through this. But if they had the other goalkeeper in goal, different result today. Straight up different result. And that's sometimes. And I think Darlow was the goalkeeper at the beginning of the season as well when Leeds were crap, as well. And then Perry came back, and then Leeds started doing well. So I'm not going to take, again, because the second goal came from a corner and then Leeds have to open up a little bit, they're going to get caught. They're always going to get caught. It's going to be over the next few weeks. It depends on how Manchester City do against us tomorrow. If they win tomorrow, then we'll start to see if Arsenal's got the resolve to keep this up. Because I think the pressure is always one thing. I think they will. Personally, I think they will. But the last week against United was kind of like, whoa, that result just came out of nowhere. And then they obviously got a free week in the Champions League. But that's what's going to be the problem. If they get to the League Cup final, then the Champions League next knockout round, they have favourable teams from the group, from the way it's going to look for them as well. Because I think they could end up with like Dortmund or something, right? Which is the best team they can face. And look what we've done to Dortmund. So it's going to be, can they manage the Champions League, League Cup final, FA Cup still, and the league all at the same point? There's 4 competitions they're going for, and it's just whether they can keep up with that. And that's going to be their biggest problem. It was their problem last year. They couldn't keep up with the Champions League and the league last year. It got too much for them. Yeah. And I know they've got a squad, don't get me wrong, but you're starting to see, like, when Saka and Odegaard are kind of not on their game, they're starting to suffer now, where before, at the beginning of the season, when they were injured, it was fine because Madueke and all them not stepped up, but they're just not performing the same. Like, Madueke today was good, don't get me wrong, but the last couple of weeks he's not been the same. Eze's not been great since the North London derby. Like, he's literally been out of the team. So it's going to be really interesting on them, but I'm dreading the worst for May.
I think with...
Like you was going to say something there, Stocks.
Go on, Sig.
No. All I was going to say with Arsenal, especially that, I think today was just a massive opportunity for them to make a statement. I think last week, I think they was wounded by the performance, their performance, and being beat by United, and how it ended as well at the end. I think it really cut them deep, and I think it shows in the performance today, and the fact that they wanted to make sure that they sent a statement out to the rest of the league that they're not going to will, they're not going to bottle it, prize the Premier League from them by huff and puff, and everyone else is, or City and whoever else is trying to, Aston Villa trying to make a charge. I think he's trying to let them know that, you know, they're not going to lie down lightly. But again, you make big points about the team selection from Leeds. But before the game, a lot of people were saying that, you know, Leeds is going to be a tough game for Arsenal. It's not going to be easy at Ellen Road and all the rest of it. But, you know, it's not proven to be that way.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know that Gyökeres and Jesus even scored the second, the third, and fourth goal. When they're scoring, you know you're bad. Both of them are scoring. I'm sorry, because the way they've both been, like, Jesus has never been a player they can rely on. Yet he's scoring today. And Gyökeres, yes, he's played well for them, but he doesn't score. He doesn't score. He plays well, but he doesn't score. No. So clearly, like, Leeds are just weren't at the races today. So it'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting. Yeah, it'd be really interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting when they play Chelsea on Tuesday. Then they've got Sunderland next week. Sunderland, to be fair, if Sunderland play anything they did against us, Arsenal will turn them over. But then they got Brentford, us, and then Chelsea again. So it's going to be those 3 games where everyone's going to look at Arsenal and go, if you can make a statement in those 3 games, then they've won the league. Because Brentford away is not going to be easy. The North London derby probably is going to be the doddle for them. And then they got Chelsea the week after that. So it's going to be interesting for them.
It is going to be interesting because can they turn their attack on like that and be free flowing? I don't think so. When it's games, when the pressure's on, that's when I think they tense up a bit and they become a bit more conservative. Yeah.
The attack is their biggest problem.
That's when it will be telling.
Yeah. The fact that Saka's got hardly any assists this year, and he's meant to be their talisman for the last couple of years. Odegaard, he's their talisman. He's been up and down though. His form's been well up and down, but he's kept Eze out of the team. But the whole situation is they've got the squad, but they still ain't scoring many more goals from open play as much as they should be. They should be just tearing teams apart. And the fact they're still relying on corners, and we're now coming into the second part of the season, this is what failed them last year because they didn't score as many in the second part of the season.
No.
And if teams are getting wiser to it, that's going to be it. Because Man United, to be fair to them, did it really well. Apart from that, the equaliser the equaliser, yeah. The one where they went 2-1 up. But it was just like,
I think it's like.
But with Man United, for Man United, I think they've got the luxury of not having any. No one's got any data on Carrick and Man United. They may have data on Carrick at Middlesbrough, but it's not going to be the same. So I feel like he and Arsenal both played into Man United's hands because they're just going to want to play the counter-attack football and they just open themselves up for it. So I feel like
Man United is not a good team to gauge against at the minute for that reason, because they're just like it's just a complete unknown. New manager goes in, you don't know what you're going to get.
That's why the
Fulham
game is going to be really interesting, because they're going to have the ball tomorrow.
Yeah. But you say that, but the thing is, Fulham are a team that lack possession. So again, it could play into Man United's hands.
Could do.
Could be interesting to see, because Marco Silva is one of them. He's a very adaptable manager, so he might be one that's actually looked at them 2 games and he's tried to figure out what Carrick's trying to do and go from there. Still only a small sample size, but it's better than what the other 2 have had so far.
Going back to Arsenal, I think it's an Arteta thing. It's like solely Arteta with he's trying to control too much. They've amassed such an attack, and I think that's why people sneer at them, because we're like, you've got all these players at your disposal, and it's still corners and so. I think that's why everyone's a bit sneery about it, because he wants control. As managers, you want to control as much of a game as you can, so there's less variables, and he's done it to such a degree. They just look stifled. Like, there's so much pace and ability there, but they just don't. They just don't use it. And surely it's not because they've not clicked or they can't work it out. There's too many good footballers there for that to be the case.
That's his style of play, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, do you know what? It's not going to... At some point, you just got to let these players go. What's the point in having them?
No, but the problem, the question I love to ask Arsenal fans is, okay, he wins the title. Once he wins the title, are you going to put up with this for the next 2-3 years after that? Because they don't like the football either. If you ask the majority, the reason why they're happy is because they're not where they were 4 or 5 years ago. But actually, when you look at it and go, would you enjoy this again if you had it the same next season? A lot of them would say no.
I'm not sure I could talk to an Arsenal supporter.
There's Arsenal fans that still kind of want him.
Yeah, and because the football, like, to watch Arsenal is not the greatest. You don't sit there and go, I want to go and watch Arsenal. Everyone's just watching Arsenal right now to hopefully fuck up. In the sense of, and they've got, and Stocky, you're right, they have very good players, very good footballers, and he hasn't got them playing, but they obviously can't, because they obviously get opened up too easily and they start losing games like he did when he first got there. But he's got such a style at the moment that it's working for now, but as a top club, how long is that going to work for?
I think also as well, he's trying to figure out a blueprint in how to beat Pep. I think his sole target is, if he believes that I've got to figure out a way to be better than City, and the only way I can do that is by not dropping any points. I think that's why he is so defensive and so conservative, because if you don't drop points against those teams and win those games against the easy teams, then he believes that he would have won those other seasons. He would have beaten Pep to the title. But this is the season to do it, because he's got to take advantage of the fact that everyone else is flopping.
Because you take that Liverpool game that Arsenal played when they played at home, and you're like, Liverpool were probably in the worst state they ever were, and yet they literally didn't lay a glove on them. And you're like, this is like, you're top of the league.
They didn't want to lose.
Yeah, it's just, and it's working. Don't get me wrong, but it was a very hard watch for us neutral fans when you're going, you're meant to be the best team in England right now, and Liverpool were literally at a crisis. And you know what they did to City last year when they absolutely tore City apart and smashed them. And he's just not. He just doesn't seem to be wanting to play that way. And I reckon he could have done that against Liverpool, because Liverpool could have probably nicked it. That was the worst thing.
Oh yeah, they was there for the taking. They're there for the taking. Their back line. If you put the pressure on them, they wilt at the moment. And I look at Arteta's playing career, and like of significant teams in the Premier League was Everton and Arsenal, and at those times, like, his time at Everton was probably the best time at Everton, and obviously under Moyes, very, very systematic, very manage the game. Wherever the game is going, if it's in our favor, then we go for it. Then if we're under pressure, then we're just going to sit and look after the lead or try and hold it at 1-1 or whatever it is. Whereas at Arsenal, it's under Wenger, it was more open, and players go in there and manage the game, and you link up with your teammates within the system, and then you try and exploit what's in front of you. So it's more free flowing. And I feel like obviously at that time in Arsenal as well, it's probably Arsenal's weakest time under Wenger. So I think those two things, and time as a manager, being under Pep as well, I think all of that goes into why he is the way that he is, and very conservative. Like, I think when he does allow his teams to open up, like you say, it does lead for a lot of counter attacks and being caught on the other end. So I think that's why they do play the way. And I think also as well, they're kind of everyone else, the teams, they always defend as a lower them up for a counter attack. So that as well, it just doesn't suit Arsenal. Like, they can't play now how they used to play under Wenger with a low block and get through it eventually and then score from open play. Because that's the one thing under Arsenal under Wenger, is that it doesn't matter if you had a low block, they will take their time and they'll slash you up. But under Arteta, it's gone very much away from that, and especially the type of strikers that he's got. Having Gyökeres, he's not like a Giroud that can have a nice little 1-2 flick run. He's a bit more of a bulldog, kind of bullish centre forward, where he wants to try and have a battle with the centre back, and that's not going to really suit what Arsenal want to do right now. Especially, you see how he gets frustrated with Saka, with his recycling and not putting the ball in, because he just wants the ball in there to go and battle with the centre half and try and get on the near post or whatnot. He just wants to attack the ball, but it's never coming when he expects it to. So I think everything's so disjointed and set up so much for set pieces and control and managing the game that I think that it will probably be his failing grace, the fact that he has set up this way, because if seeing it on and they get into a run, that will just, I think, be too much for them to just switch on their attack free flowing. I don't think they'll be able to do it.
I've got fingers crossed, rabbit foot. I've got any lucky foot. I've been Googling lucky charms. I've got amulets, the lot.
Yeah. But it's an important run because they play City again in like mid-April, I think. And I've always said if City are within 4 points at that point, then
that's finished.
It's trouble. Yeah, big trouble for Arsenal, because Arsenal will go in with their usual mindset. They'll try not to lose the game, and City will go out just to score as many goals as they possibly can. And I think that's the game that will just unravel from them from there.
Shit or bust, innit?
Yeah, and I think that's what Pep's doing at the minute. He's not, like, obviously saying Gahey, but everything else is geared towards scoring more goals. And he's just signed one guy to try and plug all the holes at the back. It's just like, right, let's just keep scoring goals.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's another nice little way. Like, Pep's going a bit more gung ho. So despite breaking more rules than I can count, we still want them to win, because at least a bit during the hour and a half of the game's all right. We don't mind watching that. Imagine that.
Yeah, and funny enough, that run that Marlon spoke about for Arsenal coincides with Man City playing Leeds, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Crystal Palace. They're four league games back to back, which sort of overlaps that run and then follows on from that Arsenal run that Marlon.
That is the softest, velvetiest red carpet I've ever heard of in footballing terms. They're going to glide down that.
Yeah, so if Arsenal slip up, there's very little chance of Man City doing the same thing at the same time.
And that will be when the pressure more gets to Arsenal.
Yeah, that's when it ramps up.
Yeah, ramps up, because that's
when it ramps up. Because between that run, so they play. So like after the next round of the FA Cup, which is 14th of February, Arsenal go Tottenham, Chelsea, Tottenham away, Chelsea home, Brighton away, Everton, Wolves, Bournemouth. Man City go Newcastle, Leeds, Forest, West Ham, Palace, Chelsea, and then they play each other.
And it'll be that Wolves game where fucking Arsenal fuck up. Out of all the teams they'll fuck up against, it'll be against Wolves. Something stupid like that.
So it's going to be very, very interesting, I feel. It's good though, because at one point it looks like everybody was talking like Arsenal were going to sort of wander off of it. They weren't conceding shots, let alone goals. It's just crazy.
To be honest, though, they should not be in this situation right now where they're 4 points.
They should be at least 9 points ahead, if not double figures. Really,
they should be looking at double figures.
Yeah, and especially when everyone else has literally fallen off completely. Even City have not been great, and yet they've allowed the Premier League to get to this moment because they were literally just coasting, absolutely coasting. I don't know what they've done,
mate. That's why it's so delicious. Because from a long time ago, the only people that were going to stop them was themselves, and although they've not, properly done themselves over, they're leaving it dangling.
If they mess this one up, this will be the worst one out of all of them.
Oh yeah,
because this was theirs. Yeah. At least with the others,
City's coming back next season. Pep and City are going to be. They're going to make sure they're back. There's no way City go 2 seasons without winning the league. Yeah. No way.
Yeah, because they thought they would have had it last year. Then Liverpool just shocked everyone, really, because no one thought they were going to be.
Do you know what's bad? I'm just looking at it now. Where we've seen all these mad points totals over the last few years, Arsenal have to win every single game to get to 95.
Yeah, but it's not one of them seasons.
Yeah, it's crazy. When every season we seem to be seeing a team get to 90, and sometimes that team doesn't even win it.
Only when City are on it. When City are on it, that whoever's challenging them have to try and replicate that level. It's so hard.
Yeah. Well, if they don't win it from how this season's going, they're never going to do it. And what people say, do you reckon Arteta goes if they don't win that? They don't win the Champions League.
There'll be a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
But I don't think the club would get rid of him.
The only way he saves himself if he wins the Champions League and doesn't win the league. That's the only way he saves himself.
Yeah, I've been saying that he has to win one of them. A domestic cup's not good enough.
Now they'll release another training top or a seventh kit or something, and they'll all forget about it. They'll be too busy buying that.
Mate, I tell you now though, I prefer them to win the league than the Champions League.
Really?
You prefer them to win the league, yeah?
Than the Champions League, yeah.
Actually, yeah, you know what? Because their lack of European pedigree is
the last thing I've got. And I do not need them winning the Champions League. Mate, I'd do anything for them not to do it.
The thing is, people will naturally just write that as Arsenal are not a very good continental cup competition team.
The problem you've got is that all the English
and the thing is, they're going to get a favourable run as well in a knockout. They're going to get a favourable.
They could end up with one. Yeah, the next team they play is favourable, but I think it depends on how the rest of the draw ends up.
No, but what I mean, the draws after that, they'll always get the second leg. It will be a home try.
Yeah, but then after the quarter final, depending on how it goes, they could face City.
Over 2 legs.
They could have City. They could have City, Inter, or Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think Inter or Madrid.
Inter ain't going through. Inter are not the same team as they were last year. Inter's run last year
against I feel like any of the other team, non-Premier League teams, I feel like all of the Premier League clubs will favour themselves against them.
The only one I'll say that might come into play, and I know people go, but Arsenal beat them already, will be Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think you can write off Real Madrid though, because they just seem to have that gene of when it gets to knockout, they're just a different animal.
No, but what I mean is that Arsenal will favour themselves against Real Madrid, having beaten them, and then having the fact that they'll have the second away, the second leg at home. I think they'll favour themselves.
Well, the thing is, it could end up the whole like what PSG did last year. PSG had a terrible group stage. And then actually turned every English team over. Just turned it on all of a sudden.
That's what like, the top bracket players do. Yeah. And do you know what? I don't think Arsenal have got enough of them.
That's what happened against PSG last year. They literally didn't have enough good quality to turn it on against those clubs.
I'd say they've got a spine of very consistent players in Saliba, Gabriel, Rice. But I just think the people further forward, I don't think they can turn it on like that, like PSG did last year.
Yeah.
Or Real Madrid could. They're good, but that's why you're well.
This is the thing, Premier League teams in Champions League play completely different, or the opposition plays completely different, which allows them to play different.
Yeah.
I saw a graphic earlier that I think most of the Premier League teams played less direct, apart from Newcastle. Newcastle seemed to go a lot more direct and somehow play more passes, whereas everybody else plays less passes, more passes, and goes less direct compared to their Premier League sides, which is a bit odd for me because it seems that European teams are just there to be got at a little bit more. So why would you not go slightly more direct?
Because the Premier League, and again, I feel like this goes back to Arteta has kind of set this kind of trend in trying to beat Pep. He's made everybody else be more physical and more direct because everyone's trying to beat Pep and that style because everyone else is trying to be this progressive team, this tiki-taka blend of progressive football, and you got to try and find a way to get beyond it and get a hold of possession and be able to win your individual battles. So now you can do that more often if you've got athletes that can cover the ground quickly, and then you add in sprinkle technical players like Isaka's, and then you can make. But then
it's back to the future. We're getting back to like 70s, 80s football.
But it's the problem is that there's too much control with it, and that's and that's why I feel like United look so good in their last two games. Is that it's not. It was like watching Fergie a little bit.
Yeah, definitely playing on a little bit of vibes. Right, let's get into it. The pain of my evening. Newcastle getting absolutely smashed at Anfield. Nothing new for me. We always lose at Anfield. It's just bonkers how it all goes that way, but a very disappointing way for it to happen. I'll let you lot run with it for a bit because I feel like I've got a little bit of a rant in here because I wasn't happy from as soon as I saw the team sheet. I was not happy, but
I've got to ask questions because I didn't watch it.
Okay, anybody else actually watch it?
No, I was on my way home.
There we go. Look, you then, Sinks. Thoughts on the game?
I mean, the first half you looked pretty decent. I thought it was quite competitive. I thought you had a hold in the game. Wasn't like a little bit. You didn't look overruled or overwhelmed or anything. Being at Anfield didn't look that way. And then obviously you took the lead, but then kind of woke them up, didn't it? And then they came back straight after that. And that's the thing. I feel like once Liverpool get their tails up in a night game, I see it's you're done for. And the second half came, and that was it. The murder she wrote. But they just got their tails up. Crowd is singing, everything's going. It's just Anfield, traditional Anfield night. And then against a team like Newcastle, it's like, yeah, it's there, it's written. We've got to go and score goals because it's Newcastle.
I've read that Ekitike's finishes were described as clinical.
I've seen one of them, and I don't understand why one of your players was so far off him. Like, it's literally like the pine of the sea.
It was. I think he just had a corner in it.
It was crazy. This is all
the
part
decision
of my
not
frustration
to
tonight.
try and close him down. Right?
No, I think he did, but he stumbled a bit, didn't he?
Did he stumble? Okay. I didn't see that. I just saw the goal and I was like, just let it, just the pine of the sea here.
He showed him wide, and then as Ekitike took his touch to go round him, he went.
Was that the first goal or the second goal?
That's the second goal. The first goal was just Verts cut it back and he toe poked it. It wouldn't. It was more of a let's get something on it than it being a clinical finish. Second one was clinical.
How Verts? Because obviously he got slagged a lot at the beginning, but I felt he's coming into form a bit.
I thought Verts has been on form for months for me.
I thought he's been dug out because they paid a lot of money.
He's starting to get the understanding of the Premier League in terms of the pace and he's starting to understand when and where he can't play. But
I thought he was trying too hard for a couple of months. You know, when you just try and affect it.
The price tag was a bit too much. Right?
That's the work. That's weighty on anyone, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people thinking that he's not been playing bad because everybody was throwing stats at him, and it was like, but he got to the point where he was starting to dictate the tempo of games.
Yeah,
and now he's actually backing that up with stats. And tonight he was class. Like, there's no two ways about it. If it wasn't for Ekitike getting 2 goals, he probably would have got man of the match.
Where did he play? Did he play in the middle? Was he out wide?
He just sort of floated wherever he wanted to go, mainly, to be honest. Didn't really matter. He had a little bit of a role where he just popped up wherever the space was.
Starting to cook, my friend. He's starting to
cook. He is. And this is exactly why I was annoyed by the starting lineup when I saw the team sheets, the way we set up when we started the game. It just annoyed the hell out of me. I couldn't understand what we were trying to do. I know for 35, 40 minutes we looked quite good, but I don't think the matchups were right anywhere. Like, we played down Burn and we turned it into a bit of a basketball game, who's not a very good one-on-one defender and his passing's horrific. So why would you do that? Sven Botman's the guy you play if you're going to play that style of football, because you've got 2 centre-backs comfortable on the ball. Everybody else goes, they'll find a pass. Damper's not going to find a pass. He's going to roll it into Lewis Hall every single time, which means Liverpool are going to set up to allow him to go to Lewis Hall and then suffocate Lewis Hall. Like, it's not rocket science. And then we played Gordon through the middle. Fair enough, he scored, but come on, we've got 2 strikers, 2 fit strikers, and we're playing Gordon through the middle. We played Barnes up against Slobosly, who was always going to get bullied by Slobosly all day long. Put someone up against him who's going to scare him with a bit of pace. And it just didn't... I don't know, I just hated it. I looked at the start of 11 and thought, this is crap. Miley wasn't on, didn't get on. It was just like, what are we trying to do in today's game? Everything we did well against PSG, we had undone before the game even started with the starting 11 in my head. So
I've heard you and Toon Tactics say that a lot this season with a lot of the lineups, where it's like he's done one good thing and then he does one bad thing. Is Eddie Howe hit his ceiling then?
I've said this a few times as well. I think he's in the middle of the test to find out if he's hit the ceiling, because like we're still in all 4 competitions. Premier League's not going how we want it to go. We've got a massive game against Man City, which I would have preferred we went all in for this than that, because again, we don't really win at Man City. We scored 2 goals in 9 years or something silly like that. We've now got scored 2 goals on the same night just to get level. So it's mad. In theory, we've probably got to score 3 goals to take it to extra time, because City will score. So I would have preferred we went all in, and it was like tonight we rotated to try and get back into the City game, and it's just frustrating. But with Eddie Sealing, we don't know. It's one of them. We don't know. Is Arteta's ever going to win a major tournament for Arsenal? It's one of them. We don't know. But Arsenal were probably in their final chance of letting him have a go at it.
Yeah.
Whereas with Newcastle, it's like he's built us to where we are now.
Of course, that's why I'm asking
from where we are. So we've kind of got to give him his chance to see if everything falls off from here. Say if we lose to Man City, we keep fumbling in the league like we have been. We then lose to, I think it's Bournemouth we've got in the FA Cup. Then you've kind of got to be like, yeah, maybe we need to look at a different avenue.
Oh, no, you lot have got Villa
away. That's the one.
Shit.
Villa away. Oh no, I don't even know if I want to add this guy to the stream. Here he is. Olu's here to revel in my pain. We've just started talking about Newcastle as well. You must have been watching and waiting.
Listen, I wasn't watching. Just the bat signal went out, and then I heard Arteta, and I was like, right, it's time.
We've done the Arsenal bit, so there's been plenty of Artetas, and you've just come in to feel my pain now that we're talking about Newcastle, Liverpool.
Guys, you see what happens when the thugs are not allowed off prison, right? You see what happens? They get smoked 4-1.
Oh man. Well, Ollie, welcome to the show. For those that haven't met Ollie, he's an Arsenal fan.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
Evening.
He loves it when I predict 2-1s, because he always says it means Newcastle are going to lose whenever I do that.
It's called the safe scoreline. That's why. I mean, you don't believe it, but
no. The reality is this, right? I just noticed a pattern for it was like 3 or 4 weeks. Mitchell has just said 2-1. I was like, wait a minute. Every time this guy says 2-1, the opposite happens.
I did it twice.
No, it wasn't.
It was twice. It was Arsenal game at home and Barcelona in the Champions League. And from them, you were like, you say it every week. But big up. We'll roll back a bit because obviously Olu's an Arsenal fan. We've got no other Arsenal fans on the panel. What did you think of your performance today?
It was one of those just go out and do what you need to do, man. Like after last week, after all the noise, after all the sort of the last minute goal against United, etc., not so good performance in the Champions League against Carrier. Just go out there and just do what you need to do. And Leeds were not that great, so it made it a lot more comfortable of a match. But I don't think that's a match that you go, oh yeah, everything's back to normal. You know what I mean? Like we've had 2 draws before that. Had a loss against United, not a great performance against Carrier. So yeah, you get the victory, you get the 4-0, makes it look a lot better. But I still think there needs to be improvements across the board for Arsenal.
Fair enough.
It's like you heard us.
No, pretty much. That could have just been the summary of what we were saying.
I'm very fair. Listen, I joke around a lot. I will say some wild things as a joke, but when it comes to being fair about the team, I'll say it as it is.
No, that's all. Fair enough. So what you saying is what you saying on the title charge?
Listen, man. We created some jeopardy for you guys just to. Because everyone kept saying the Premier League is boring, so we created some jeopardy so you guys can enjoy it.
You reverted that. I remember a few months back, every week he was like, "There's no jeopardy in Arsenal games no more. No one has any shots against us. It doesn't matter. We're gonna win. We just win. We just win. There's no jeopardy anymore."
Olu, we've got the receipts for it, mate.
That is true. Now,
go back on this video.
I'll hold my hands up. I said those things, right? I was right at the time, but now there's jeopardy. No, listen. I think for me, title race. I never believed with 7 points ahead that we were that far ahead of Man City. I still believe Arsenal going to win the league, but I'm a fan. I'm always going to believe Arsenal going to win the league. That's my first point of contact. When we had Mustafi and Lichtsteiner and fucking Kolasinac, I thought we were going to win the league. So if I could be deluded with those bomb-ass players, how do I feel with these players, right? But yeah, no, I'll say this. Whatever happens tomorrow against Spurs, if Man City drop points and if they don't beat Liverpool, I think I'll be 95% there because I think we've got favourable running in comparison to Man City. So next 2 games for Man City because I think we've got Sunderland next. Mm-hmm. I think they've got a few players injured, so I think we probably will win that. The next 2 games for Man City will let me know how this rest of the season might pan out. So come on, Marlon. For once in your bum club's life, do something good with yourselves, okay? And I don't mean play that damn trumpet before the game.
But everyone fails to realise, yeah. Last time this happened and we ended up losing on purpose, yeah. None of us
Son 1-on-1 and all that.
But you have to. Everyone forgets what actually the whole impact that had on us for that season. We ended up finishing 5th. We ended up going into the Europa League and ended up winning it. So for us, everyone always knows, you could have been in the Champions League, but we wouldn't have a trophy under our belt. So
that's true. That is true.
This is the weirdest thing. So I look, I'll be pissed off if we lose tomorrow. I always will be. But if it ends up helping Man City win the title as well at the same time, I'm gonna be like, all right. But am I going into tomorrow's game? Yes, only because, and I'll tell you what the big factor is this time. You lot still have to come to our place. So it means that it's still in our hands to do something. Where last time we played you, been battered, and it was like City was coming there. We're like, there's no way we won. It was going to be down to us. But there's too many games. There's too many games left. For us to be making there's 14 games left still for City to play. It won't be against us where they win it or lose it this time around. City's time is when it gets to March and April. Because last time we beat City at home, they ended up going to win the league anyway.
That's true.
You lot were top. So it's like the same thing could happen again.
But let's be fair though. You mentioned Arsenal playing at Tottenham. Listen.
Look, I have to, like you said, I have to be deluded as well.
Marlon, listen, you've got our biggest fan managing your team. We've already seen him holding the cup, right? You think he's going to let us lose at Spurs Stadium? I mean, come on, we just put that as a victory because he's going to set up with the worst tactics.
All I'm going to say is, if he is still there by then, and he hasn't beat United, Newcastle, and he hasn't beat City, he can't lose that game.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to do something.
They're your next 3 league games: City, Man United, and us.
Yeah,
that's peak.
And then Arsenal straight after. So this is tomorrow. If we looked at it as a bigger picture, tomorrow the only result we would expect to win because we just have City's number. But But like I said to you earlier, I think the only game we can win realistically out of all of them is going to be Newcastle because of how inconsistent they have been this season.
I still can't believe you're picking us as the game to.
Yeah, I'm picking you lot. I'm picking you. I've seen enough of your games this year to know that we can do something against you because the way Spurs play.
Just disrespectful. That's all that is.
No, like when we played you the league game, like the last 30 minutes, we were better. We were the better side. You lot were better throughout. And the League Cup game, that was down to Kingsky and his stupidness.
Yeah,
and again, it was a 50-50 game. And that's what I look at it this time. Because our home form is so bad, the only thing that's saying that we won't pick up is because we're at home. However, I just think because the way we played against Brentford as well, and teams that have been like mid-table, we've played better against them teams at home, and that's why I think we might get the result against you out of all of them.
Why the hell are we playing Premier League games midweek?
Yeah, and it's on a Thursday as well, isn't it? Is it Thursday?
No, the 10th is a Tuesday, isn't it?
It's Tuesday. I can't remember.
Yeah, because the 9th is a Monday. That's payday. I know we're the 9th. Bro, I can tell you every payday for the next 4 years.
I could have told you every Spurs game last year, what day it was, this day. I've not paid attention this year because of how bad it's been under Frank. But I never wanted Frank from the beginning. But I'm supporting him now because everyone else is against him.
Wait, Marlon. Listen, I said this to Ash before. I don't want to say this again. I remember when Spurs fans were getting giddy over watching. There was a preseason game. After the preseason game, they had like a little training, like defensive training. They were like, look. Andrew's doing defensive drills. But look at him doing defensive drills. I remember it's burnt into my memory seeing that. I'll tell you what, it was the game against Arsenal when you guys beat us in the preseason as well. And I remember Spurs fans going crazy on Twitter because you had like 2 players running back in the line. I was like, is this how bad things were under Ange? You guys just didn't know what was coming up after that.
Man, it's just from one extreme to the next. But it's like, for me, I don't want Ange back. I'll openly admit I don't want Ange back. But after you won the trophy, he should have been given half the season, at least, to kind of work it all out. But the problem that Spurs have got...
So what did you say?
He should have had half the season...
To let it all work out. To let it all work out.
Because the players...
Let it all work out. Let it all...
Like, Paulinho was the missing piece to the whole bit of what Ange was trying to do. And he didn't get time to... we all said he needed a defensive midfielder in that mould. But Frank's got it. And when we had Benson, Core, and Paulinho, apart from the game at the Emirates, away from home, we were good with those two because we were actually quite defensively solid. But then all of a sudden, Jamie Carragher came out of his bullshit and Paulinho got dropped.
Yeah, what happened with that? Because Paulinho, early on in the season, there was a lot of signing of the season shouts for Paulinho very early on. And all of a sudden, he wasn't even in the team.
So it was the game at the Emirates that turned everything. Because that was the last time we used the Paulinho and Benton core combo. Because we were literally ripped open. It was just embarrassing. But the tactics were embarrassing because he tried to be so defensive and not attack. And it was like, you did play him in the friendly and you did something completely different and it worked. So I don't know why you're trying. And this time they're at the Emirates. They've got their fans behind them. What you trying to do here? So that's why. And then we played Chelsea a couple of weeks before that and he got the tactics wrong. And then then obviously now played West Ham recently and he's got the tactics wrong again. And I don't think there's been a manager that's lost to Chelsea at home, West Ham at home, and potentially Arsenal at home in the same season. So he can't really survive it. So that's why I think if he's got to
constantly breaking records down the lane, isn't they?
Thomas Frank, man. Do you know what? What I don't get, and this is the one thing I didn't understand with Spurs fans, when Frank came in, I didn't understand why everyone thought he was going to be this tactician and what he was going to do because of what he'd done at Brentford. When you actually go and watch Brentford over the last 3 years, the average amount of possession they had was 40%.
Yeah, he's another pragmatic manager, like very similar to Nuno, but different. Nuno like straight counter down the flanks for pace.
So when I said this, and I remember I said something like similar on We Are Tottenham TV, and I got all these comments saying I'm a clown, this, that, and so I went back and looked to make sure I weren't chatting crap. And I looked, and then if you go and saw the results that he had when he had more than 50%, oh my God, he lost most of them. And that was Brentford full stop. The reason why they scored they scored so many goals last year, but we're scoring goals this year. Admittedly, they come from our defenders, but we don't have an Mbeumo. We don't have a Visa. But when they had Tony, it was only Tony that was scoring the goals at one point. And then when Tony got injured, Visa and Mbeumo would step up. It was like, when Spurs fans were sitting there saying, he's this, he's that, I was really thinking, this ain't the guy. This really is not the guy. But I always said this as well. If we were playing one game a week, I'd have accepted Frank and gone, actually, we need him for now. But once we won that Europa League, he was the wrong manager from that point. They should have gone for...
Yeah, he's not experienced.
But we sit there and say that, but his Champions League record, and people are going to say, but look at the teams he's played. I don't care about the teams he's played. They're in the Champions League for a reason. He's got to go out there and play them. He's done really well. Actually, in the Champions League, the football's been a lot better.
Yeah, because he can now manage a team to play football. In the Premier League, it's different. It's
so different.
It's situational. It's different.
But I think our players that we've got are more suited to your European style of football. Hence the reason why we've done better in Europa League last year, and the reason why we crapped the league. And we're doing the same this year. They're just not. They can't consistently perform in the league as well as they can in the European football. And I think that's what the players are suited to. Because like Porro is a terrible defender, but he gets so much time in Europe. Xavi Simons, his best performances come literally in Europe.
Yeah, but Xavi Simons played more Champions League games than Premier League games.
What, this year? No, he hasn't. Well, beforehand,
his career.
Yeah, but we're talking about Wirtz suddenly turning it recently, and I'm not putting them on the same ilk just because they can't both come from the German league. But Wirtz seems to be settling more to the Premier League now than what Simons is.
Yeah, but also then you got to look at the manager that Wirtz is playing under as well.
Yeah, and you've also got to take into account that Wirtz is just a much better player.
Yeah, but it's not. But when I look at those two, it's not. They're not. When I look at those two, why I'm saying that is because those two were the ones that have struggled, right? Compared to everyone who came in from the Bundesliga, because I take Voltemade, hasn't struggled one bit.
No, but he's struggling now. He didn't struggle at the start. He's struggling now.
But is that down to, like you said, because of the tactics that Eddie Howe's playing?
Yeah. Our system's set up for an explosive striker that can do a little bit on their own. That's
beginning it was probably more set up to what the way his football is, and maybe Eddie Howe will eventually go back to that because I think he's trying to rotate it because of all the competitions as well, which is not helping. But with Simons, it's like his form's been up and down, and the best game he's had for us in the league was against Brentford. But
I also feel that Simons could benefit from playing with a Kulusevski and playing with a Maddison and playing.
He won't play with them though.
He may He may not play with them. He may not play ahead of them. But what I'm saying is, you may see the better side of his game if he has those players around him in the attack.
I don't know because the problem.
I'd say Kula, not Maddison.
But I don't think we'll ever see the best of Maddison again. I think Maddison's career is kind of done.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest. And Kulu's the same.
He's made a glass.
Yeah, Kulu was meant to be back in November. It's now. It's February.
What's he done?
Yeah, but you know what? With Kulu, I think he's one that could just come back because he was like he's more of a workhorse type of player. As much as he's got quality on the ball, he's never really had like electric pace or anything like that.
The problem is it then takes him 6 months to get up to speed. Time he got so remember when under Conte he was great, he got injured for us, and then it took him ages to get back. He got back up to speed, got injured again, and then it took him ages, and then we're back in the same situation again where we haven't seen him since February. He got injured.
Was it muscle injury?
Yeah, it was a muscle injury, and then I don't know. He had a setback on his ankle, I think, and then he had another muscle injury. It just seems to be.
Yeah, he's cooked. Muscle injury for over a year.
It's been a year.
He's cooked. He's not coming back the same player.
He's not coming back the same. So both of them, him and Maddison, Maddison will probably be he'll probably come back slightly better because he looks like he's going to be back earlier, but.
He's had too many now, Maddison. Yeah. Maddison's been injured and then back. Injured back. It's been 4 or 5 on the back-to-back now.
Yeah. So with Xavi Simons, he's basically he is the man. He's basically
he's there to replace them. He's there to replace them. My point is that he's he's not good enough by himself with the caliber
And I
of
do,
attacking
I
options that
I
you've got
do
around.
agree with that, because when we play better, why he's played better in Europe is because those players have also played better around him in Europe. So he's been so much better. But I can see that he can be a very good player, but he just needs good. So if he'd gone to Chelsea, I think he would have done better, because those players are just better than what Spurs have.
Because there's better attacking options around him. That's what I mean. That if you put
Well,
him in
not
the team,
if it was the lap, as long as it's Pedro, because the lap's useless.
The lap isn't looking the
as
player.
long as he's got better options around him that he can find and that can understand how he plays, then that's fine. But under this current Spurs, I don't.
I was about to say, imagine I was to choose between Delap and Richarlison. Then I remember that we employ Gyökeres, so I stay quiet.
No, that's the thing. That centre forward right now is a dying art. It's playing up front. It's a dying art. No.
It's Haaland's fault as well, man, because everyone's now looking for the next Haaland, and he's just a freak of nature, isn't he?
Yeah, but Haaland's just a monster. He's a freak. You can't compare players to Haaland. Like, you need to just look at the player who's next best after Haaland, because he's just a freak. Everybody's like, he's having a bad season. He's got something like 25 goals already.
Like,
what are we talking about?
Yeah, but Isak was meant to be that guy, and he's not been that guy.
The thing is, I think Isak's got bad karma at the moment. If he had just chilled and just let the deal happen, happen.
Hugo has been so good for Liverpool. He could be something.
Yeah, he's class. That annoys me more than the Isak thing. The fact that they came in to steal him from us when the deal was basically done, and then got Isak. That annoys me more, because I've always thought Ekitike class.
He would have done wonders for Newcastle.
Yeah, he would have been incredible for us. And the Isak thing, I've always said it. Stocky will vouch for me on this. I've said it for years and years and years and years and years. As a Premier League player, if you miss a pre-season, your season is going to be nowhere near your 100% at any point, because it's key to everything. It gets you that extra 5% throughout the whole season. And Isak fucked himself by not doing a pre-season. So he kind of deserves all of this, really. I'm sorry. At least I'm calling it again. He was number 14 for
months for this. We've waited months for that. Just that little.
I remember. Do you remember when I asked Mitch about? It was about a year ago now. Remember, I asked him and I said, "Would he take the Isak money and spend it elsewhere?" But Newcastle kind of should have probably gone early and just taken what they could, because they've missed out big time on holding. I know they got the money in the end, but they've missed out on a striker because they held out.
The problem was it came out of the blue, Marlon. It wasn't like it was rumbling, and then Liverpool put a bid in. It literally came out of nowhere. Like, we went to, where did we go? We went to China or somewhere like that on a tour. A week before that was when it all came about. We went up to Rangers to play a friendly, and everybody was like, where the hell is Isak? And that was the start of all of this. Nothing had happened before that. No one knew anything about the wants to leave or Liverpool coming in. And it just caught us off guard. And shit, but you've got to deal with it and move forward, innit? And we haven't dealt with it very well. Let's face it, because
it's just, I suppose, for your own, it's just one of them things they've got to learn in football. Sometimes you just have to.
Yeah, it is, and that's kind of what you get. Like, we've got, everybody says we've got the richest owners on the planet. Like, these guys are used to just winning at everything.
You can tell
they're used to losing in deals like this. If they want something, they get it when it comes to money and a deal, and that's probably caught them out on this one.
Welcome to the Premier League, as they say.
But hey, these things, right? Ollie, we was in the middle of reveling in my. Actually, you know what? We spoke loads on Tottenham. Let's carry on with the Tottenham thing and do a preview, and then we can roll back to Newcastle. Do you reckon Tottenham have got a bit of a lack of a leadership problem at the minute?
Why are you raising your eyebrow like
it's very young. Like the front line is all very young. From the midfield forward, it's a very young side, isn't it? The back line has got all the experience and the age in it.
Well, when you think about it, right? So Van der Ven is really young, isn't he? He's like 23, 24, right? It's pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about Porro. I mean, I wouldn't put Porro as a leader just because the way he plays. You got Spence and you've got the other guy in the back line. You've got Vicaria behind him. I mean, the oldest person, the person that should be the leader in the back line, at least, if you're starting just from the back line, should be Romero. But we know he's a head case. And like at any moment, he can be brilliant and then 5 seconds later be the most idiotic player on the pitch. He's chalk and cheese on any given day. I think there is a massive leadership problem at Tottenham. I think Kane and Son, as much as you might look at them as not your traditional sort of rah-rah, Tony Adams, John Terry type of leaders, really held the club together in terms of just pulling people in the right direction. And it's no surprise that as they've left, Spurs have become more and more sort of falling down in terms of like the way they approach games. And then it doesn't help as well that you had one manager who was so rock and roll last year that you seen players coming out and saying to interviews that they had to go back to him and say, hey, maybe we should do this thing called defending. Right? And then now you've got a manager who doesn't seem to be able to gel well. I think, look, in a situation like this is where I always remember Chelsea and Avram Grant, right? Do you remember when they I forgot who I think it was Mourinho they got rid of, and it was Avram Grant they brought in, and this is when they made it to the Champions League final that they lost to Man United. And they always said, I remember when they said that basically they had to figure out themselves because they didn't trust Avram Grant as a manager, and he went to West Ham. Remember, he didn't do so well at West Ham, and it sort of exposed that he wasn't that great, right? But it was like they almost said that they had to coach themselves into it. I don't think Tottenham can do that because obviously Frank isn't working. And I don't think the personalities, the leadership is in within the Tottenham team right now that they can just say, right, let's just buckle down and figure out how to sort of just pull ourselves past this. Because every week you just expect Tottenham to drop points out of nowhere. I'm sorry, Marlon, it's a shit show. Like it is bad. It is really, really bad. And I don't think there's players on the pitch right now who are literally saying, I mean, sometimes Romero does it. But then, like I said, 5 minutes later, he's doing something stupid like giving away a goal or passing the ball to a player or doing something rash like giving away a tackle that he shouldn't do. So, yeah, I think, and if we're going into tomorrow, I think they lose to Man City tomorrow. I just think they do. I know.
Dudes come in, heard that, and just
but yeah, is this an Arsenal prayer session?
No. I think so. I'll be saying. You know when you see those things of Spurs fans saying, "I want us to lose to Man City tomorrow." I'm like, you haven't got a choice in this. It's not a choice thing. It's the fact that you're such a mess. I don't think you're able to beat them tomorrow, regardless of the judge. So yeah. In my opinion, there's a massive issue with leadership, and yeah, for tomorrow's prediction, I don't give them a chance.
Cool. Soon. Welcome
yes,
to the
gentlemen.
show.
Thank you.
Blessings. Thanks for having you, man.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining us, bro.
Thank you. Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat. What's the conversation?
At the minute, we was on Tottenham, so we've pivoted into how we feel the game's going to go tomorrow.
So you finished roasting Newcastle?
No, we're coming back to that. We're coming back to that. Don't worry about that.
I was going to go, but I saw two tactics, and I was like, I'm staying now. I need to roast it.
I'm happy to go wherever you guys are going. I'm the one that's late.
Yeah, that's it. We're on Man City Tottenham at the minute tomorrow, and then hopefully by the time, because Dredd might join us as well, there might be three of us to defend our team.
Oh, three of you.
Get to Newcastle.
You need more than three people for one we got for you today.
It'll be like Tonali, Joelinton, and Bruno in midfield. Don't worry about that.
Don't matter with the forward three.
We've had our customary. We've had a customary 4-page posts from some of our big influencers. We didn't get it when we played PSG and we won games, but when we lose, we can expect big customary posts from some of our big influencers.
Like drama sells, isn't it?
So
at least your dramas are made up. Some of us are having actual dramas.
You know what? I feel for you. I just realized you support West Ham, innit? So, but you know what? We know how the drama feels. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where, like, you know when that McCarthy beef when they say you can't get any better because like I'm the part that says you can. Like, so you're not quite there yet. So you're good.
So, anybody else? What are they saying on City Tottenham tomorrow?
Where is it? At the Spurs Stadium?
It's at the Spurs Stadium, which makes me think Man City win even more, to be honest.
I want to ask Marlon, man. Because I want to say, because there was a point that Oli made about Tottenham fans, I even added to that. I've never seen a state, but maybe I have, but I've never seen a fan base that would like literally murder its own players whilst they're playing. Like that would be it'd almost become like an away team playing in their own home stadium. Like, and I know the football ain't great, or some of the results ain't great, but what can Tottenham do tomorrow and the fans do together to I guess at least give themselves a better chance to win? Because I feel like if it gets toxic, it just works against you.
It's a great question. The best thing that Spurs they can do tomorrow is probably turn up for one.
Yeah.
Play great football, but lose 2-1.
Sorry, pause there, Marlon. You know, sometimes, I've got to check people when they go too far with things. You said turn up, I was with you. Then you said something about great football. And that's what I was like, wait a minute. Great football?
No, because the best football we've played all this season, the one game in the Premier League.
It's the Man City game.
That is true, away from home.
The Man City game. That was a very good game of football.
And because City will allow our players to have the ball.
I stand corrected.
That's why I said, and we know they can do it because we saw it against Brentford as well, where if you allow the players to have the ball, we can play a certain style. Yeah. But if they were to play great football and still lose, I think a lot of Spurs fans would be happy. They can't go out there tomorrow and stink the joint out either.
Hey.
They can't stick the joint out. I got a feeling it's going to be a draw anyway.
Do you think you'll play Sarr?
No.
Have you got a beef with him?
Yes, I think tomorrow he goes 3 at the back because we've played better in the last few games. And even the Burnley game, I know people see it as we drew Burnley and it was 2-2, but we completely outplayed Burnley.
Yeah, you dominated that. Look, beating Burnley away for everybody.
Yeah, and the fact that and if you take the Dortmund game and if you take who did we play the other day? Frankfurt. The way we've controlled the games, literally, like most of them games would lose. Like the majority of the season would lose. So if we go 3 at the back, he's going to play Basuma and Gallagher in that middle, which I'm going to sit there and tell you now, in the last few games since West Ham, Basuma's been our best player. And that's saying something.
He's had a long holiday. Well,
and what everyone has to remember as well, Basuma's now playing for a contract at his next club. He's got 6 months left. He needs to be in the shop window because it ain't going to be a bust.
He's doing the Adebayor, yeah.
This guy's I don't even have Instagram, but his Instagram posts keep on popping up on my TikTok, and he's all with the chicks. He's doing balloons.
His agent has told him. If you're back in this team, you've got to be back in this team and play for this contract because wherever he goes next, it's his last contract as well. Wherever he goes. So if we're going to benefit from that, I'm going to take it. The problem that I have with this whole tomorrow is, like I said I think because you missed it too, is that I don't think this game impacts the title race as much as the last one did because we still have to play Arsenal. And we need as many points on the board as possible. So I would rather win tomorrow, but I'm not going to be sitting there completely.
So are you one of them ones? So are you telling me, are you one of them fans that says, say Arsenal have a chance to win and Tottenham are playing City? Are you one of them ones that would say, yes, Tottenham got to lose?
They did it last 2 seasons ago.
No, but I need to know if I need to know if
I saw him doing knee slides when Ortega saved the shot.
2 years ago was so different compared to tomorrow because last time.
So 2 years ago, were you cheering? You were saying, please Tottenham lose.
I was pissed off when Son missed the chance. But when I look at the whole how it ended and what happened, and we missed that Champions League by a point, and they ended up winning it by, it was that game that literally done it.
Yeah.
I can't sit there and say I was pissed off completely. But I wasn't one of them cheering for City. I was sitting there saying beforehand, I want City to win, I want City to win. But actually, when you knew deep it, when that 90 minutes was happening, I wanted Spurs to win. I was pissed when Son missed that chance. I'm not going to lie, I was pissed. I was like, what are you doing? This is a typical bread and butter. But as things turned out, like I said earlier, we won the Europa League the year after. Thank God for him missing. he got his trophy, he walked off into the sunset to LA. But tomorrow is, again, we've got a chance to beat Arsenal in a couple of weeks. That's when they need to turn up. But we'll see how it goes. I want to win tomorrow. We just need to step away from this relegation zone as much as possible. Oh yeah. Even though I think if
you want any advice, you know where to come, my brother. We'll walk you through it, brother.
But if you gave it to me now and you said, look, there's a chance that if you do win tomorrow, that Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, then of course I'm going to take the loss.
Man.
But the problem is, and I think how many of us people, like, forget Spurs fans for a second, this is everyone else. Since social media became a thing, how many people actually want Arsenal now to win the league? Nobody. Because of AFTV, the social media, everyone is like, they're going to become insufferable. And this is what Tottenham fans have been going on for all our lives. But we hate them so much.
But you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can hate something to the point where you become that thing. Like that's what your club is. Everything. Your whole existence is based on Arsenal, bro. And that's why you don't have.
I tell you that
from the board, from everybody. You even got the
CEO.
The CEO. Then I remember when you guys, and I keep on going back to it because it's the truth. When you were under that period under Pochettino, and there was a point in time where it was between you and Liverpool as to who's going to challenge City. Yeah. And Tottenham, you had your own identity. You were frightening to play against. And you gave that all up to then get Chelsea managers. Then when that didn't work out, now obviously fast forward, you're getting Arsenal. It's like and because you got nothing going for you, you're like, the easiest thing to do is hate. And you've embraced that hate. You become, I'm not even a Star Wars guy, but who's the one that became evil? Was it Luke Skywalker?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. That's
Your childhood was very sheltered. I can
see. I think it's like this. I think when everyone else looks at their rivals, okay, like let's take Newcastle. You lot will, until Sunderland get in this situation.
Forget that. Don't worry about that.
See what I'm saying, right? But Liverpool and Everton, I think but they're too closely knitted. I think when it comes to Spurs, Arsenal, is that much hatred between us.
But it's not for them. Every time I hate, it's not for them.
That's because they've never been in this situation. And
because they don't care.
Oh, no, that's not true. Because remember the Champions League and the Europa League, all of them have said, I'd rather lose that Europa League final than if Spurs.
But Marlon, the key part is, you know why they're hating then? Because you're actually doing something.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
You're actually doing something,
and also it was for a lot of Arsenal fans, it's the first time ever, like in most of our lives, like we've ever seen Spurs in a position to do much better than Arsenal. Like through the history of me being on Earth, like Spurs has always been sort of like you win a cup, but then you always go back below Arsenal. This is the first time. That was the first time. Like it was the grand stage of all, and it's like envisioning Tottenham winning the Champions League was something that, in our minds, could not happen, right? So I think that's why it was weird, like that happened. But like for Spurs, like you guys should be used to us winning the league. You've seen us do it on your ground.
Yeah, but it was, and like I said, the difference was then the media and everything like that wasn't around.
That's true,
today, and that's the problem. The problem is now all the Arsenal fans come out the woodworks. Okay?
Why do we have this pantomime villain thing?
Because before, when you went unbeaten for the season, I'd only have to hear my mates tell me. It was only like 4 or 5 people. Now, if I want to, if you lot have done the Invincibles in today modern society, oh my God!
Yeah,
I think it'd be done. All of us be done.
Yeah. I'm not even a Tottenham fan, and I don't worry about Arsenal that much. But I would not be opening X, Insta, even my WhatsApp. I wouldn't be opening none of that for like as long as humanly possible, because it would just be unbearable.
And that's the problem. And that's what Arsenal fans have done to every other fan. Spurs fans knew this before, but you've now exposed yourself to the rest of the world.
I still don't care.
This was all your fault, Olu.
I still don't care.
You're funny. You're funny. And all of us are old enough to remember this. This is how we felt about United fans. This is how we felt about United fans. It's kind of funny just hearing this. Like We've taken over.
At least with United, they were winning things though.
Yeah,
because they were
used to it. It was like Man United.
You got me. Go away.
Back-to-backs, double-doubles. Even when they can't be bothered to win the cup, they win a cup. I'm like, jeez, Louise, bro. What are we gonna do here? We lost 2 finals to them.
Prime example is Stefan.
Yeah, I know. I had to today. I had to. I was done with him today.
Right? And I'm not even in the WhatsApp group with you lot, but I watched the thing on Wednesday where he said about Man United scoring 2 great goals, and I'm like, and what? So that because Man United scored 2 great goals, they didn't deserve to win. You lot scored from corners. Come on.
Yeah. Madman. Stefan is absolute madman.
Most, and I'm going to say 90% because to be fair, you and FaZe I can tolerate.
Yeah. Hey, funny.
Nice, isn't it?
I know, right?
And I say tolerate. It's still gooners, but I can tolerate. Right? But when it comes to everyone, but when you see Stefan, most of them are like him.
But Marlon, my worry for you, is, as Tottenham fan, is you're as a club, you're gonna lose the vision for yourselves. Like, what about you? If you're so consumed about hating one club,
bro, we're Dr. Tottenham. Come on, huh? We're Dr. Tottenham. We'd hand clubs victories if they won for 10. This is nothing new for us,
man.
The problem is because
two sometimes when you're not on a level to compete, just make sure
that's all you got is hate, innit? All you got is hate.
And you make sure you facilitate the other teams so they don't do too well.
Okay. He's like one of them ones. He's one of the people. If you got a job interview, don't tell him like this guy is gonna. You're not gonna get, you're not smart enough for the job.
You want to know something? I feel that Tottenham fans are probably a little bit lost at the moment because for the last decade they were like begging for this trophy that they wanted, and they got it. And the manner of which they got it, it was kind of like bittersweet. And now they're in this situation where it's like. Second Ange is even bittersweet. So they're in turmoil, I think. So
winning that trophy,
I don't think Spurs fans know what they actually want.
I couldn't agree with you more right now because right now, as a Spurs fan, we've won that trophy, and it's like, where do we go from here? Because
it's like, I've done it now.
It's one thing we were beaten with. We were completely beaten with it. We've now won it, and it's like, oh, what was our identity for the last how many years? Or maybe it was just winning that trophy, but now we're not there anymore. So it's a case of, all right, we'll just go back to hating on Arsenal like we normally did.
I think you actually need to get relegated so you can actually find your
you'll be cleansed. You'll be cleansed, bro.
That's our first big clip. That's our first big clip.
You know,
you are rude.
Them nights where you have to wait for the Premier League match day to finish just for you to watch Championship afterwards. Or you need those nights, bro. You need those nights, bro.
Sky Sports Plus now. It's fine.
I tell you what, though, the Championship is actually sick to be in.
This is Stockholm syndrome.
You know what? Ollie's what we were talking about. He's not thinking about.
I love them times in the Championship.
Could never be me.
To be fair, just so that everybody who doesn't actually know, Sink supports QPR, let's not be too down on the Championship.
No wonder you're so humble there, Sink.
Listen, it can never call me. Even when we're about to get,
so I can talk.
It's true.
Listen, even when we're meant to drop down to the second division, we bribe our ways back to the top, man. That's what we do. We bribe our way back to the top.
Hence the North London rivalry.
Right, does anybody want to actually drop scores on this? Because I'm going to keep track. Predictions, let's do it. Let's do actual score predictions. Marlon's going 2-2, yeah?
2-0 to City.
Olu's going 0-2.
I'm going to go 3-1 City.
When did City play?
We're not losing to City, bro.
You're not losing to City.
We're not losing to City.
Like I said, you haven't got a choice in this.
Mate, bro, every Spurs fan, like even at this stadium, I think last year was the first time we actually went into a game. We played well and lost. And that weren't because we wanted to lose. The year before was when we actually purposely wanted to lose. Don't beat us. See, just generally just don't know how to. It's Pep as well.
You're on decent form though. Like, at least your last 3 games, you beat Dortmund. That was a good game against Dortmund. Then you drew against Burnley, but you still played well. And then you beat up Eintracht Frankfurt. You're in decent.
It's because he switched to the 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's because he switched to the 3 at the back.
For all those 3 games.
Yeah, because we didn't realize against Dortmund that he'd done it, but he come out and said that's what he'd done.
Okay.
Listen, if you guys want to win, I've said it multiple weeks now on Spurs Kings, and we'll say it again over here. Just get rid of that damn trumpet at the start of the game. Like, I hate that trumpet so much. And I think it just
hold on. Coming to the club that sing North London forever, yeah? No, I'm not having that.
At least it's not a bloody bar. It's so annoying. I'm like,
you know what I can't get out of my mind. You know that Jokeris Bane celebration. Someone said it's no Bane no more. It's the respirator. I can't get it. I can't get it out of my head.
He's going from Bane to Hannibal Lecter real quick.
You know what? I can't even defend it. That's the worst part of it.
Sorry, I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But
see, too. The first thing you go do in your head is go straight for Arsenal. So even you don't like them deep down.
Look at this man.
As an Arsenal.
If I come up with a red shirt next show, you see, look, Arsenal, you support Arsenal, isn't it?
I'm gonna say this, as an Arsenal fan, I enjoy people hating on Arsenal now because it means we're doing something good. It means that
to Newcastle fans, you ain't nothing special. We hate everybody. Don't worry about that. We've got a reason to hate every single club in this league, and none of them make sense.
Listen, I'll just say right now we are the protagonist of the Premier League because everyone wants us to lose, which is, for me, there was a time when we were struggling. We were the banter club.
We don't want you to lose. You just can't win.
Oh, same difference.
To be fair, every club that really wants
just
to
don't
win
win.
is Man United. Man United can't see City. They don't like City.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, do you know what? The thing for me, if you was competing against Man United or Liverpool, I'd probably be sat on the fence a little bit more. But because it's Man City and their fans basically don't exist in my world, I don't really care. Like, I literally don't personally know any Man City fans, so I don't care.
And none of us care that they cheated. Like, we've literally gone. Just not Arsenal.
Wait! I care that they cheated.
Stay in your lane in the Championship.
But if it was anybody else that had cheated, like a club who had loads of fans that I interact with, I'd be raging. But because it's City, it's just like I don't know, it just doesn't feel real. It feels like they're just a random entity that is just there for the sake of being there. It's a bit mad. Like Chelsea, I'm more annoyed the way Chelsea have had their come up than the way Man City have.
No, but remember, you remember, like, you have to agree though, Chelsea's come up was manufactured. Like, it wasn't like like they grew. You remember literally the day Roman came, you start seeing
Crespo, Varane, like Damien Duff, Iron Robin. Then the season after, Carvalho, Paulo Ferreira, Deco, Makelele.
That is like
everybody on here remembers watching Match of the Day, and behind one of Chelsea's goals was a building site. For like 3-4 years. It was like they had half a stadium, and then all of a sudden they were like
those I can almost name all the players they signed in those 2 seasons after the first season when it became with Ranieri, right? And then the season after they had it with Mourinho, and Mourinho was basically buying the Porto team plus Czech, and the season before was when they bought Crespo, Mutu, Damien Duff. I think it was even Robin. No, Robin was the season after. They bought all these players, and they still had like Gronkier and all those weird. They are the most manufactured team ever.
And the thing is,
worse than Man City.
What makes it worse is that obviously.
How do we go from the predictions? By the way,
no, I was just going to say, like, you see that it's slightly younger fans, like 30 years and under, because they don't understand that concept. So they just think Chelsea are always great, and like I'm old enough to know, like You're not like this is
ordinary back in the day.
Yeah, you're just ordinary. You're like you're one of us. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you just found out that you had a rich uncle. Like, he didn't know who you were. That's
long lost.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Sync. Do you want to makes it better? Do you want makes the whole thing even better? As much as I hate Chelsea, is the fact that, and Marlon, as I'm looking at him right now, Roman was on a helicopter on his way to top stadium, and on the way he saw Chelsea and went, actually, no, I want that one. How different life could have been.
The problem is Enid had only been with us, a year or two? They hadn't been with us long, and they didn't want to sell up. So that was the biggest problem. I can't believe that, how different.
And the thing for us is we got rich, but then that's when PSR and everybody's like, you can't have money now because
stop complaining.
Blame Daniel Levy for that.
Now everybody wants to be serious about financial regulations and stuff. Like, oh my word.
Daniel Levy stopped that, and as soon as you started coming in, he made sure the Premier League.
That's what I say.
He came
and now he's not even involved no more. Like, what is he doing?
He's working behind the scenes, man.
Good man.
It's because he was the longest after David Dean had left. We became the longest serving, so we became the talk of the table. We City had no say, Chelsea had no say.
Yeah, that's true.
It was because it always was who's been there the longest, and Daniel Levy just had the biggest voice, and he was the businessman, and they just listened to him, and they didn't realize until City came out with their lawyers that actually there's a smart person in the room than Daniel Levy. So all messed up. Whole thing's messed up.
Yeah, crazy.
Anyway, dudes, I'm gone.
You got Marlon. Love.
Big up Marlon, man.
Big up
Oli. Big up. You need to come on Spurs Kings at some point, Marlon, man. We miss you, man.
Bro, I tell Ash all the time that I leave that show's his. That's his baby. I can't just come in.
But them little half-hour cameos, they still hit, Marlon. You should do them every now and again.
Hey, if we win anything this year, which we won't,
we won't see you on the rivals then. That's fine.
If Arsenal will do a bottle week,
you'll be there live, man.
Live and direct.
Let me on the show.
All right, Marlon, I'll see you till next year then.
No. That game they go to Molyneux, we'll see you then, yeah? We'll see you the Wednesday after.
Yeah. Peace up, guys.
Peace.
Take care. He gave his prediction before he ducked, so we still
2-2,
we still cool. Yeah, what are you saying, Stocks? Because I'm missing yours.
I'd say City are going to scrape it 3-2. Tottenham have easily got 2 goals in them. I don't trust City, but hopefully Haaland's got his shooting boots on.
He scored against Galatasaray, to be fair. That was the last game.
Yeah.
So he might be.
Yeah.
Sounded like you was asking a question. Mid question there, Stocks. What are you saying?
Yeah, I was genuinely going to say, who did they play midweek? Because I've got no need to look at Champions League football.
So it was Galatasaray, and just before that they had Wolves. They beat Wolves, but the 2 prior games, Bodo Glimt and Man United, that's when they had the madness. They had the madness. So they're both they're 2 both mad teams, like, to be honest. But I think is Nico Gonzalez? They said they got some players coming back that are fit. I think
even away from that though, like the fact they've now got Gahey, who is an excellent defender but also a leader, it negates for the fact that Diaz has not been about because he's either injured or too busy with Maya Jama.
Fair.
I'm not saying that's like a negative.
That sounded bitter, bro.
It was. I'm not gonna lie.
I just wasn't expecting you to say that.
You say it's a groin strain injury.
Yeah.
Bro. So certain man try and hold out before games and stuff like when my jammer's about, you have less chance of that happening. So it's just one of those. Yeah, but now they've signed Gahey, they've got that leader, they've got another leader at the back there. So I think that instantly makes them stronger across the board.
I think he's not had like the smoothest career, has he? Like he's had places where he's had to battle, and I think that would do him well. Sometimes you've got to drag it down. It's all right being the most talented football team, but you've got to earn the right in games. And maybe they need reminding of that.
Yeah. And that's where teams, that's what I was getting at with the Tottenham leadership thing throughout.
Definitely.
If you haven't got the guy that just turns around and goes, yeah, that's just not good enough. And not just on match day, in training. If people ain't putting it in training, if people are just leaving as soon as training's done without doing extra sessions, you need the guy. Like Harry Kane would probably be the guy that I'm doing extra sessions. Who's staying with me? A couple of players will be like guilt tripped into staying with him. And that just improves you as a football club. It's these little minor things that progress clubs from being mid-table to average to actually pushing on to the next level.
Mate, I've been saying that about West Ham for ages. I know, like, it was a figure laughed at for some other teams, but Noble was the heartbeat. It's just a standard. It don't matter where your club is, whether you're like fighting relegations or winning leagues, getting into Europe, your leader sets a standard. And they don't even have to have an armband.
Exactly.
There's certain jobs, like and
you need one in each unit.
Definitely. And like you say, Ollie said earlier on, like Christian Romero, he's like a ball in a china shop. He's not trustworthy. And if you're leaning on him, it's going to go badly. And that's why I think there'll be a few goals. So I don't think City have cracked it at the back, and Tottenham won't be able to take the strain. But they'll definitely threaten City, because I don't know how they do it. Is Solanke fit?
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah, it'll keep him busy. Again, he'll be like West Ham strikers. He won't be too much threat between the posts, but he facilitates.
You guys
Wait, so is Van der Ven injured then? Because I'm looking at predicted lineups and I've got Vicario, Spence, Romero, Danso, Udogi, Gallagher, Basuma, Odobert, Simmons, Tell, Solanke.
SofaScore don't have Van der Ven as injured.
It says he's got a knock on. To be fair, I'm on live score. I only use live score because someone we used to play football with is like heads up there. They're like, I don't even know what you call it. Like.
Well, this from what I've seen online, is that he's touch and go.
Okay.
But if he's got a muscle injury, I wouldn't play him, because he's one of those like speed. So he's explosive, isn't he? And if you're explosive, the worst thing you can do is have like a knock on, like a muscle knock.
Yeah, he's one of them guys that's like the random European in the 100-meter final.
See, I said
that's a very political way of putting it.
very political way of putting it.
I was like, European? You mean where? You mean
Mitch, in the spirit of that, can you move Toon to the top and move Sync downwards? Because
Hey. No, the blend is done how it's done.
I like being next to you, Olu, man. It keeps me honest, man.
I love it. I love it. But actually, I was going to say this. Talking about Van der Ven very quickly. I think the best thing that happened to his career is actually Ange getting sacked, because that high line and having to run back and
he disagrees. He disagrees. Did you see his interview?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
I
don't get why he got sacked. I'm like, bro, are you like
your hamstrings would have been cheesed by the time you reach like 28.
You know, some of the kids don't know what gaslighting is. That interview of what Van der Ven was doing, that was gaslighting, bro. Like, no, I don't see what the problem was. No, bro, like you finished like one place above relegation. What are you talking about?
So also now I'm asking the question: is he a good defender, or is he a defender whose pace gets him out of trouble?
Both.
He's a defender whose pace gets him out of trouble.
Yeah.
Because I always say it's like
Carl Walker. Same thing like
I was going to say.
Gets this reputation of being the Premier League's best right back, and I'm like, nah.
No,
he's not
even close.
I'd have Gary Neville over him all day long, and Gary Neville isn't the best Premier League right back either. But pace is an incredible attribute, but when you lose it, because every player does lose it, what have you got after that?
Covers many sins. It covers many sins as well.
So because I always thought like Kyle Walker was the perfect example. Like I just thought that he wasn't as good a defender, because I remember he used to make so many last ditch tackles, and I was like, he's just quicker than everyone else. And now that he's slowed down, he's getting exposed every single week. Like just because I always say, listen, there's one thing playing for a team when you're not good enough. Well, the team's not good enough, but there's nothing when basic one-on-one defending is just your man defend, and he doesn't look like he's a good enough defender. So it's like his pace got him out so much. I'm thinking this might be the same thing with Van der Ven. Or I'm asking a question, I guess. Is this the same with Van der Ven where when he reaches 30, we'll be like, actually, it was just never that good. It was just like so quick in his youth.
I think even now, like, I think because he's so square on when he's in one-on-one challenges, and he puts too much weight when he's going into them, which means that every time, when Isak did that thing, it's not only Isak that can do that to him. Because when I saw him, was it Burnley they played the last game?
Yeah,
Burnley, the Burnley forwards are doing that to him. It's not just like, you don't have to be like an Isak level striker. You just showed him, you just square him up, do his shoulder, and he's
gone.
Like you get into a position and you're like, if I fake the shoot, this spreader's gonna slide. So if I chop inside, this spreader's gonna stop. He's running way too fast and he's gonna end up at the corner flag.
It's crazy.
30 yards of space to shoot it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So
on the Van der Ven thing, do you think the Dutch national side have it right, or Tottenham? Because he plays left back for Holland. But
the same reason
I'm more inclined to follow Holland. Because even with like Gakpo, like Klopp had Gakpo playing central, and all through his career he was playing off the left. That's where everything was the shining light. Was all his performance came from him off the left. But they come to the Premier League and they think they can change him. It's like, nah, play them in their system. And the thing is, in Holland, under a different Dutch manager maybe understands him, they will probably use him in a better way to play in a different position, because obviously how they in all their academies, everyone plays everywhere anyway. It's just obviously you get to the elite top level, professional level, then you like focus on your main position. But yeah, I feel like a lot of teams misuse players over in the Premier League at the moment. If you're athletic, and because even what's his name, O'Reilly at City, he's number 10 for his academy teams, but Pep plays him as left back. Similar thing that he did with Zinchenko as well. Yeah, and he was a number 10.
Even for us, Lewis Hall was DM for Chelsea all his career until turned him to left back.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, which leads to so many Newcastle fans just play him as a left 8. Let's see him play as a left 8, which could be interesting, but I think the fact is he's now a left back. And he's a cold left back. He's so good. Yeah,
and that's the thing. He's seen that. All right, I'm gonna focus on this position and make it my own. And he, like I said, he's flying at left back. It's really good. Really good. He could stands himself a really good chance of getting into the World Cup squad come summertime.
I actually think I still believe he's the standout left back for England.
Who?
Yeah.
Lewis Hall. I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close to anybody else. I don't think there's anyone even.
You know what? The only other one that I would probably say is what's his face? Your other guy that's injured.
Livramento.
Yeah, Livramento. That's the only
if he gets back fit and he gets back playing, I think they both have to go. But if you're thinking starting left back for England, I don't see
who's the current starting left back?
It's probably Nico O'Reilly at a minute.
Oh, it's between them two.
Yeah,
good choice though.
Last game, I think.
Yeah.
Who else has played there?
That's good competition with them.
Lewis Skelly's also played there.
Off a cliff right now.
Was it last year I was saying this about who was cussing me the other day on WhatsApp? Remember, I was saying this about Lewis Skelly the other day. He wasn't happy. I said, look, this guy runs with his head down. Like, you're hating. You're hating. I said, broski.
It was like, he scored on his debut. He's done this and he's done that.
He told Haaland to be humble. He told Haaland to be humble.
He did the Haaland celebration. It's like, no, don't believe that.
Hey, listen, it was still cold, okay? It was still cold moment.
It was a good moment, but let's not pretend he's one of the best left backs in England.
No. The very fact that Calafiori came back from injury and went straight in. No, he was a midfielder. I say this. I also say this as well. Like, and I know we're jumping back to Arsenal for some reason, but screw it. Because it's me. Like the thing about it is that it wasn't by design. He played by accident. Like he played preseason. He was meant to be one of those players who'll be on the fringe. And the same thing with Ethan Nwaneri. And everyone's so going crazy about why he's going on loan. But it's like, first of all, that was his first season last season. They played out of necessity, not because like there was a plan to play them, especially the number of minutes they played. they will sink or swim. They swam, right? But actually, there are players out there who are better in that position than they are right now, and so they need to also develop. And there's always a rush to get young players into first team football. I'm like, this is boys learning a man's game. It's not under 23s, it's not under 21s, it's not under 18s anymore. And it's so there's a reason why. Look, everyone here has had players in the academies where you've raved about the person, like, oh, he scored like 50 goals in the under. Do you remember Reece Oxford? Do you remember when he was the next best thing?
Yeah. Do you know what? Just before you carry on with what you're saying, me and Stocky went to a game at Upton Park and watched Reece Oxford and came away and was like, this kid is next up. Like, he's going to be incredible. And it was a couple of weeks after the Arsenal game. He was just different gear. Exactly.
And I picked that example just because I think that's the best example of a young player. They start like a house on fire and then it sort of regresses to a mean. And it's like, actually, can they take that step up and become like a mainstay? I think Miles Lewis-Skelly is going through that right now. The best thing for him is actually to be on the bench and continue just getting that experience. I wouldn't take him for the England national team. One, because he's not playing. And I think it should be based on merits, not on reputation. And two, I don't think he's good enough yet as a left back to be a starting player in a World Cup, personally. So I will take, Lewis Hall looks way more comfortable. Livermento's always looked good. I think the injury is probably might be too soon for him to make the World Cup. But to be honest, I think England got a problem in left back if.
Do you know what? If Shaw stays fit and United play how they play for the rest of the season, I want Maguire and Shaw back in the England.
We need to step away from Shaw. It's like every like tournament he comes back from injury.
But what I'm saying is, if all the left backs,
I see what you mean.
I'd have Shaw in there because he's.
To be fair, every English left back on top form. If you're picking a squad, you're picking Luke Shaw.
Yeah. Yep.
No other left back has eclipsed really what Luke Shaw's done throughout his career. His top level performance. No other English left back eclipsed that.
Do you know what? He's just a good footballer, and he got that Man United take for a while, didn't he? You know, where no one's good for us, we're Man United.
Yeah.
Like, all right, he had a bit of extra timber, but now, like, I still think he looks big, but now he's strong. Like he's a very robust for a left back.
And then even if you like want to convert into a back three mid game, you can go left centre back.
Yeah, you can slot in really good.
None of the other left backs we spoke about can do that.
That's true. It's weird. England all of a sudden we've got no left backs, like at a crazy level. Apart from obviously,
they're not. But with me and the show me and Stocky do on Monday evenings. Like we've spoke about it a few times, how you're now seeing lots of DMs and stuff converting into fullbacks because it seems like just the standard fullback has just died. It's a completely different role. You get so much time on the ball that managers are seeing that we need to implement these guys more centrally. So they're moving midfielders out to fullback, so they're more comfortable receiving with their back to the play.
What did Jerry Carragher say? No one grows up and wants to be Gary Neville.
No one does. No one does. I always used to say, as a fullback, all you need to do is have a Cruyff turn and clip the line. And I said that for years. Now that's completely gone out of.
You can't clip the line no more because there's only one striker.
That is it.
60-yard doggies.
That's it. You can't just put it in the channel because there's only one striker up there. So now the fullbacks have to play a lot more, which is why they're converting centre midfielders there.
And then that's where we all go, they're just going to recycle it across the pitch again, and you slide down in your seat.
Yeah. Well, two's disappeared. I've got my prediction to do, so I'm actually going to go 4-1 Man City.
Really? Oh, in that case, we all know we need to put some money on Tottenham. Sure, fucking jinx.
Are you Olu? Are you turning into Olu, or what's going on? Every time I predict a game,
I just know your betting history, mate.
My betting history is terrible.
Literally, is every time Mitch says something, just do the opposite.
The problem is I've got so many mates like that, and I'm still poor. So
the fact is, most times everybody gets it fucking wrong. That's just the nature of the Premier League. It's so hard to predict. The only league that's hard to predict is the Championship.
Yeah.
That is true.
And that's just the way it goes. Right, I'm gonna wait till Toon comes back to get fully into the Newcastle game because I'm gonna need some backup on this one. So what else is happening tomorrow? What other games are going on tomorrow? There must be one other big team.
Yeah, there is. There's no. I swear there's no big game. Villa playing tomorrow.
Villa, we've got Villa, Brentford, and Man U, Fulham.
Yes.
What are we saying? Villa, Brentford, because obviously they're like near top of the league. They're title contenders right now.
At Villa Park, so
yes.
That's,
Brentford, who are in the run for European competitions, and Villa, who are title contenders.
That's a tough game. That's a very tasty game, to be fair.
Oh, can I just read? Can I read you? So before we do predictions or talk it through, I just want to read the injury list for Villa: Kamara, Alisson, Garcia, Watkins, Barkley, McGinn, and Tielemans.
Who's Alisson?
I have no clue. Some random 19-year-old from Gremio they signed.
Cool. Villa are like a weird club though, because obviously they've let Marlon go. They've put Gusan out on loan, and they've brought in Tammy Abraham, who now has to start tomorrow. By the way.
Also, they brought back Leon Bailey.
Yeah, it's mad. Like, why would you bring in Evan Gossan and get rid of, even if you go back to who is the mad Colombian brother?
Didn't they bring back
Duran?
Douglas Luiz as well.
Yeah, they brought in
Douglas Luiz is back as well through injuries, because obviously Kamara's injured and McGinn's injured, so they brought Douglas Luiz, who's been not that good at Forest, back in.
For me, I think because I think Villa get confused with. It's not all the time, but I do feel that they get confused with. They are ambitious, but they get confused with. When they get these players,
sounds like you're confused right now too.
No, like I think what I'm trying to, because I'm going to sound like a hater, because the other day I heard a Man City fan saying Newcastle need to follow Villa's example. You see, they got a player injured, and they just got one like that. Their wage to turnover is at 98%. They're getting all these random players, paying crazy prices and wages for them, and just selling them off. You're right. They got Gusan in the summer. They're loaning him out now. That's not a good transfer. That's awful. That means that, like, where was your recruits? They're getting Douglas Luiz back because they had nobody else. So it's like Del Boy and Rodney are kind of like only fools and horses type of dealing. So for me, I don't think, I think because Unai Emery's so good, he makes them fit in. So for me, it just feels very desperate rather than methodical type of thing. So
100%. And even on that, because I hear this all the time from all fans telling me, oh, but if he was like Villa and Villa are doing this and Villa are doing that, like the fact is, apart from the league position this season, I don't think any logical Newcastle fan would swap what Villa have got now for what we have had from the point of when Emery came in. Like, would I have preferred us to get Emery at the time? Yeah. But since he's come in at Villa, he hasn't done anything that Eddie Howe hasn't done, apart from being above him in the league right now. So it's just a narrative that baffles me, that Villa are this team that are pushing on and challenging the top four and potentially going to break it consistently, when they're not really. They haven't done anything different to what we've done over the last few years. So it's a bit mad for me.
I think that's where it is as well. The fact that Newcastle have been in the Champions League a couple of seasons now. I think that's what the Villa owner hierarchy wants, is that Champions League football. They want that Champions League money, and I feel like once they do secure it, they'll go even harder than what they've done right now to gamble and get these players that they've gambled. So I think once they actually get in there, the way they look at it, they'll spend the money to stay in there, book or back book.
But you know what? Do you know what? I actually think because of the way they've done it up till now, they have to reel it back. Once they get it,
no, they just have to get it.
No, but they can't go again. Once they get it, they can't go again, because it's like in Europe, you have to have you have to be below a certain percentage of your wages for your turnover. And Villa have basically maximized it. They're like in 90% of their turnover is taken up by wages. And I think for European competitions, you need to be in around I think it's either 80 or 75%. So they actually need to reel it back in a bit and try and
Didn't
make
they
it
sell
work.
their women's team?
Yeah, that was some crazy. That was on the PSR, and it worked out. And they were doing like those academy deals with Chelsea. We'll sell your academy player for 20 million. Like who? What? Whose name was? And that went by. And then, but then they run out of that.
I think wasn't it rejected by UEFA? UEFA rejected that for, I think it was Chelsea. I think it applied for the Premier League, but UEFA didn't accept that same thing for Chelsea in terms of selling the women's team, being part of, because basically they sold it to themselves.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, same as Chelsea with the hotels and all that.
Yeah, sold it to Blue Co, or sold it from Blue Co to Chelsea Holdings, whatever it is. Basically, I don't think. Basically, anyways, they are playing with fire right now. They're in a position where it's a bit like, so Chelsea are in the same position as well, where they're flirting with a high turnover to revenue ratio. That's why Chelsea always need Champions League and always needs to flip players. Villa are the opposite, not opposite, they're the same, but they don't have Champions League football. They still also have like a 45,000 seater stadium, so it's not that big.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they don't have the kind of players that you can actually sell at the same rate as Chelsea. So, like, if they don't get Champions League football, they're screwed.
Yeah.
And the key thing is their wages. Their wages turnover under the new rules, it's called SCR or something.
Yeah.
If you're above like 70%, they're not going to let you in. Last time I heard, it's like 96, 98% was their wages turnover.
Yeah. And it's still the same now. They're one in, one out.
So if you're paying people good wages, you either sell all people, or somehow, some people are going to do you a favor, or somehow you raise your revenue. How are you going to do that on a 45,000 seater stadium?
Yeah.
And there's an old 45,000 seat stadium. There's nothing else. They can't add to their stadium to make it anything else other than a football stadium.
Yeah.
Like if Tottenham Stadium was 45,000 seater, they could still put on boxing events and music events and stuff like that, and that would still add in. Villa can't do none of that. The stadium's not set up.
And it's a vicious circle because if you have to sell players, people are only going to sell the players that are good. So if you sell your Morgan Rogerses and your Ollie Watkins, then you're just back to where you were before the Champions League. Yeah. Fine, you got Champions League, but you got no Morgan Rogers, and they're not growing trees. So, like, what are you going to do? So, I don't know.
It kind of makes sense why because they sold John Durant for like 70 mil.
Yeah,
so ridiculous, and you really play it makes sense why they sold him for like massive amounts of money. Like tomorrow they've got to win. I think there's a banana skin there for them in Brentford, personally, and I don't know. Look, I don't like Unai Emery, so I always pray for his downfall. So I will never.
That's some level bitterness.
Yeah, good evening,
Stocky. The reason why I hate him, with a passion, is the Watford game we played, where we were 2-0 up, and we drew 2-2. We had 7 shots. They had 32 shots. Watford had 32 shots. That day broke me. Like, honestly,
was João Pedro playing for Watford at the time?
I don't think he was playing, but I remember, like, what's his name? Tom Cleverley. Tom Cleverley played for them, and there was another player who scored a penalty kick. But like, just to see the depth we've gotten to, where a team like Watford can come back from being 2-0 down. We scored like 2 quick goals in the first half as well, and it was just, we got peppered for the rest of the game. And I couldn't believe how bad we were. And from that day, I hated them.
Did you know what? You remember we were saying about everyone hates Arsenal, and you just said, us getting battered by a team like Watford. You've just fueled our argument.
I know, but
yeah, I see that would piss.
But the thing is this, right? Is I could, if we played Man City and we were 2-0 up, we get battered 32 shots. You expect it, but Watford in your mind, you never think we're 2-0 up. I mean, you think about it's turn the TV off, get a cuppa on, wait for the next game, to then see 32 shots, and we held on to that 2-2 draw.
How can you remember that? Maybe because I've experienced so many bad games. I'm like, that would be a blur to me. I'm like, I remember that.
There were games in my
battle scars too.
There were games in my mind which are burnt in. 6-1 against United, 8-2 against United, 4-4 against Newcastle, 3-3 against West Ham, right? Again, that was the one where we
Carroll hat trick.
Exactly, right? And then also that Watford game. Like, those are games which are burnt into my memory in terms of, like, it just hurts me just thinking about them. Like, the 6-0 Chelsea, I don't care about. Like, those ones for some reason, they're just in my mind as, like, I hated football watching those games.
Tom Cleverley and a Roberto Pereira penalty.
There you go, Pereira. Yeah, that's it. He played for Fulham as well, and
he's been tracking their careers ever since. Like,
so I think yes. Did he play for United?
PK Sanchez Flores' first game back at Watford after being reassigned as manager.
I'm telling you,
3 or 4 times again. Like, I can't. I've done tons then.
So yeah, that's where my hatred for Emery came from, and then of course the 4-1 defeat, which is the worst defeat in a Europa League final. Like, we rivaled Inter Milan's loss to. I say we rivaled. We set the precedent for that Inter Milan loss to PSG.
You need to let it go, man. This ain't enough for me. Like, this ain't.
This is blood. This is like till death.
I can give you some Steve Bruce horror stories, bro. That's a Steve Bruce. Not even joking. Not even joking there, bro. Like, jeez,
joking here. Oh my goodness.
I forgot about him.
Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Child's insomnia.
Child's insomnia.
Do you know what?
Yeah, we've had some horror stories.
I read the transcript of that presser at least 2 or 3 times.
Mate.
Wait, who's the manager? Who's the manager who managed both West Ham and Newcastle?
There's a few.
Pardew.
Not Pardew. No. Before him.
Glenn Roeder.
Glenn Roeder. I really like Glenn Roeder.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I really liked him as a manager.
Roeder played for Newcastle as a player though as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Glenn Roeder, yeah. He's so insomnia, Charles insomnia.
I think he managed Watford as well.
He did play through West Ham as well. You got shit some random players.
Mate, I tell you what, the weird thing is, like, me and Stocky have gotten really well through football and stuff like that because the clubs have been so similar throughout. We understand each other's pain at literally all times. Like, even now when Newcastle are doing well and Stocky struggling, it's like I still understand the pain because I've been there. I've been in those trenches.
You still are. I know what you're talking about.
But at least, like, you know, Arsenal fans, at least they acknowledge they're like the upper crust. Like, they're kind of that. The Liverpool fans think they're like the rich things. Yeah, that's the aristocracy. I was just talking about a Liverpool fan. That's like, yeah. This dude's like, yeah, we know when Newcastle's a bogey team. I'm like, you can't be our bogey team because you've got more money and you've got more wages. Like, bogey teams are the ones that have less money, less wages, and for some inexplicable reason, keep them like it's like Tottenham are Man City. It's not City. It's Tottenham are City's bogey team because they don't have Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, wages. So they think they're like that kid. I don't know if you ever experienced this. That they're that kid that's well off, but once they're still hanging around, you know, in the rough neighborhood. Like, no, I'm outside the chicken shop of the Oyster Card waiting on the bus, and your dad is coming to collect you in a Range Rover.
Exactly.
Come on, bro. Like allow it. Like, this is like, it's okay. Like, it's to have money. Like, no. So, but the Arsenal fans are like, yeah, you know, I'm not going on the bus with you. Like, you know, I'm too good to be on this bus with you. Like, that's Olu. Like, right now, like. What's
Paupers. You bunch of paupers. What was relegation? Just a word in the dictionary to me.
Hey. One day, Olu. One day.
One day.
I told you, if it was going to happen, we'll bribe our way out of it. Don't worry about it.
When the day comes, I will be here.
But yeah, so yeah. Villa, I think Villa would draw tomorrow.
What are you doing predictions?
Villa draw. Wait, Toon, before we get the Villa predictions, Toon, you didn't do Tottenham and Man City.
After all that, man. Marlon annoyed me, man. So I was like, I wanted to give him a prediction. They both got some crazy form, man. Someone said 2-2. That sounds like a good prediction.
You're agreeing with Marlon right now, just to let you know that before you lock it
in. There's the problem. There's the problem. Okay, Gahey, you got, but they don't care about Gahey. It's going to be. Let me go. I just say 3-3. I think it's going to be a draw, but a high scoring draw.
High score draw. Cool. Right, we're now on to Villa Brentford. Ollie, you already said you think it's going to be a draw. What? 1-1, 2-2? What are you saying?
Who's home?
Villa at home.
Villa at home. If they don't have Watkins, I don't think they got a goal for it because they saw Malin. So I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1.
No, but they bought
Tammy.
Yeah, Tammy. Yeah, you see that?
It's gonna be 1-1. It's gonna be 1-1.
Do you know
wait. Did anybody see the Instagram post of Tammy when he signed the first time and Tammy when he signed now?
No,
it doesn't even look like the same person. I was like, right, that's bare different.
He went to Italy, innit? So life changed for him.
Yeah,
life changed for him.
Listen,
he looks mad old.
From the moment I saw him, I think he was playing for Roma, and he just said, "I'm shit." Yeah,
if there's a club, because everyone's really touchy about this player, obviously, like Mason Greenwood. If there's a club that's going to buy Mason Greenwood, I think it's Aston Villa.
No. We should buy him. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
The competition,
how
it looks on paper.
England,
the negative press. Bring him to Newcastle now. I don't care.
Broskis, I didn't even know that was going to happen, but but I think it will be Villa that will do it. I don't know. So yeah. So
listen,
go on.
I was going to say Tammy Abraham's just going to be like Shola and Milby for Aston Villa.
Wow. Man said Shola. How you get? Yeah.
At least I didn't say his brother, so you know.
Hey, the big show.
Oh my word!
Oh, that's mad. Shola scored in the new camp and stuff like that, though. So let's not disrespect Shola right now.
Hey,
the big show.
My Nigerian brother.
I think he wanted to play for England until he was about 30 or something. So I don't know.
I'm sure he's like one of the top 3 England under 21 goal scorers still now.
Didn't he get one cap for the senior team though?
I feel it was a friendly.
I think he played a friendly, yeah, and then he went to Nigeria later on.
Oh, okay.
Don't have that, Ollie, bro. Don't have that, bro.
Guy was an old man. He decided to play for Nigeria. What a joke.
To be fair, he had a legitimate passport. Normally, it's an old man with a younger man passport and stuff like that, isn't it?
Shut up.
Baba Yaro and Obafemi Martins playing in the under 21 side, and there's 7 years between them.
Martin was like 40 when he played for us, man. Jeez.
I was going to say, isn't it funny that you signed those players?
That's what I'm saying. But the thing is, that was like 10 to 15 years ago. Villa are doing these things now. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro.
Yeah. Right, what are we saying? Other predictions. Villa Brentford. We've got Olu at 1-1.
Is Thiago fit?
Yes, question. I believe so. He was just the standard colour on my fantasy team, so I'm going with that.
All right, then. In that case, I will go a very narrow Villa 2-1.
Right, I thought Thiago might have been the game changer for Brentford to win it.
No.
If Thiago fit, we're going to lose anyway. Doesn't matter.
You build up the suspense, I was like,
yeah. No, that's what it would have been a 1-0 Villa, but if he's playing, I think they'll have to score at least 2 to win.
No, fair play. Like it. What are you saying, Zink?
I'm thinking 1-0 Brentford tomorrow, to be fair.
Smash and grab?
Yeah, I think they lost last week, right?
Who, Brentford?
Yeah, didn't they lose last week? I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, they lost to Forest at home.
Yeah,
especially against Forest. They're going to have a bit of a performance. Villa midweek excursions, injuries. I think it's just going to be a little bit of a tall tale to get the performance that they want or need to get a result. So I'm going for 1-0 Brentford.
Cool. Like it. Toon, what are you saying?
I was going to go with Sink or saying, but like, as long as they don't buy anybody crazy, I feel like they're going to buy 2 or 3 players in the transfer window. They had that dodgy result against Everton at home. They lost 1-0. Then they came to St. James Park and battered us. Not battered us, but they scored like those goals, which is so annoying to predict a team like that. They did go on the excursions. What happened? Where did they go again? Before
the game on Thursday, didn't they?
Was it Bruges? No, it wasn't Bruges. Who did they play?
I thought it was Besiktas.
Nah.
No?
Who did they have?
Let's have a look.
Because they went before they played us.
Salzburg. They played at home.
Yeah,
Salzburg.
It was hungry because they were 2-0 down, weren't they?
They were. So they're pulling stunts like that, which is like mad hard to predict. Like how are they going to react? I might do a stocky and say I was going to go for a 1-0 Brentford, but I thought, I can see why it could be a 2-1. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Villa. It's going to be like something jammy. I just feel like something jammy is going to happen. Brentford will dominate, and then Villa just shoot outside the box or something, or whatever.
That's a USP this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're like the low XG kings right now. They're just the anomaly to the rule. Like it's normally that's not sort of like a thing that happens going forward and is prolonged over the season, and they're just doing it week in, week out, scoring mad goals.
Buendia also playing really well. No one mentioned him.
He is
playing very well. It's funny. I thought he was going to be gone this year. He's really turned out to be a bit of a winner for him.
Yeah, he was on loan, wasn't he? On loan to somewhere.
Yeah.
Was it River Plate? That wasn't River Plate. I saw it was in Argentina.
I've got no idea where he's out on loan to.
Yeah, he didn't think he was going to come back either until they had the injuries.
Buendia, let's see where he's been. Let's see where Buendia's been. Right, so a little bit conscious of time, but we still haven't fully spoke about Newcastle. Now that Toon's here, I already expressed my frustrations at the starting lineup, the way we actually set up in the game with that starting lineup. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this too. What did you think about today's game?
I think we had to rotate at the end of the day in terms of the starting lineup. Even having said all of that, I want to give obviously credit to Liverpool. I thought, what's his name? Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, especially Gravenberch in the middle. I thought they were electric. I think Florian Wirtz is going to be something very, very, very special. And Ekitike's movement was really, his finish with the outside of the foot. You know, Chow kind of dared him to say, go on, take a shot from there. And I thought, don't do it, man. Don't dare him like that. And he did, and he scored with the outside of the foot. And I think the goals was what they changed the momentum. Even when we went 1-0 up, and you guys will all know, when you're 1-0 up, the worst thing you can do in the first 5 minutes is then concede. And we conceded. And then when you have conceded, don't concede again. We said, no, we'll do that. Hold my beer. I'll concede again. And so then we conceded again, and it was 2-1 going into half time after we started off really, really well. So I think the wind was knocked out of our sails. And we started a little bit brightly in the first 5-10 minutes, second half. I thought, but again, Liverpool were really, really good at creating moments and then executing them with a Florian Wirtz outside of the box finish. It hit the side, like it was so precise, it hit the side netting. Like that kind of finishing, I thought, if you're going to start doing all of that stuff, it's going to be dangerous for everybody. So, and by then it was just, the fans were in full voice, the momentum. Ibrahim Konate scored an emotional goal in the set piece. It was all against us, really. And so I feel like how, in terms of rotations, obviously Wissa and Voltemada were on the bench. He has to rotate. He rotated for the PSG game. It was looking scary in the PSG game the first 5-10 minutes, but we brought it back. It was unlucky. I think it was what happens when a team spends £500 million and has sky high wages. You can only hold them back for so long. So I think onwards and upwards. I think we did what we could, but it was Liverpool's day today, really. I don't know. You said that you were frustrated, like Mitch. What was the thing for you?
It's more the combinations. I feel like if we're going to play a certain way, which looking at the starting lineup, it looked like we were going to go basketball. I feel like Dan Burn doesn't suit that at all, because you need the two centre backs to be so comfortable on the ball that they can pick out passes for all of the runners that are going forward. And I feel like that was our plan today. And Dan Burn's one pass is always out to Lewis Hall. So as soon as he gets it, Liverpool will shape up to right. As soon as he plays to Lewis Hall, we suffocate Lewis Hall and we get the ball back. Yeah. And I just thought it was too sort of predictable. And then when I looked at the starting 11, I thought, okay, that's fine. But it's going to be Barnes up against Szoboszlai right back. And don't like that matchup either. So it was little things like that is what frustrated me. Just basically just those two things. I just looked at it and I thought, I just don't like either of those two things in the way we're going to set up in the matchups. And then the usual thing with, well, not the usual thing, but the thing that Hal does every now and again, where the subs seem to come a little bit too late. You can see us getting leggy 5-10 minutes into the second half. And then he waited until we were just out of the game to make subs and stuff like that. It was just a frustrating one for me. I felt like we could have put up a little bit of a better performance, especially after the first 40 minutes where I thought we were excellent. For the first 40 minutes, we really put them under pressure, but it was just a time to be like, right now, it's worked to this point. Let's change it slightly and make them think again and go again. And it was, that was the bit that frustrated me today.
Yeah. No, I hear it. I hear it. So, yeah, it was annoying when it happened, but I'll get it. Like next game, Man City, can we turn it around? That's what I'm on it. That's what I'm on already. Like I knew he was going to make the changes. I didn't know that he was going to be that drastic, you know. But it had to happen. Like I said on the previous shows, debating with a Liverpool fan about our transfer window and everything else. You shouldn't have. You know what people's basic like. And I want to see what you guys think. Like, especially like. The whole argument is you spent the whole summer window getting rejected by strikers. You should have done this, you should have done that. And the basic idea is you should not go for strikers that big teams want. So my thing is, what should we just go for average strikers? Like, so how about we just go to the championship and not do anything? Like, it's insane. Like, so yeah, but it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. I think it was. We have to move on from it. I think it was, I agree with you in terms of some of the frustrating part, but I got used to it now. Like I know why Howe is kind of waiting until the 60th or 70th minute to make the changes. He's having to like kind of obviously manage the minutes and everything else. Most coaches are doing it nowadays as well. And so I anticipate that, for instance, Wissa and Voldemar possibly together start against Man City. I think he throws the kitchen sink at Man City in the first 45 minutes. So I think that's what he's shaping up to do. Bring back Bruno, maybe bring back Joe Linton. I think he's shaping up to do that.
Yeah,
so that's kind of my thought. And Botman as well will be back as well. So
yeah, that's fair. And the other thing that none of us know is what people like Bunts are telling him in regards to whether players are in the red zone, how much they can play, minutes they can play, and all of that. So that's the thing that no fan is ever going to know. So as much as your frustrations might be there, you don't know what the manager's been told and how close players are to picking up potential injuries.
Do you know what? I was going to ask you two something along that lines, because I noticed Tonali wasn't rotated, and he always plays an awful lot of minutes.
He does, yeah.
And I was wondering how you've been feeling about him, because like he's a bit of a linchpin in there, and especially with Miley not coming on as well. I thought, maybe you would have given him a break and put Miley in there, but
Tonali's kind of. Previous to say the last 2 or 3 games, Tonali's been suffering from a lot of whatever that was going around about Christmas, like the flu thing that was going on. So he played very minimal minutes over that period. Like he kept coming off at halftime or playing 45, playing 30 minutes at the end of the game and stuff like that. So I think legs-wise, out of our starting midfielders, he's the freshest one of the lot.
Fair enough.
So he's the one that's more likely to do back to, or apart from Bruno, because Bruno's just a freak. He just never seems to miss any games unless he actually picks up a minor injury. Like it looked like he rolled his ankle ligaments the other day, and he's looking to play again Wednesday, and he's missed 2 games. He's a freak. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think with tonight, and plus our midfield has been bailing out our defensive line because Miley's been playing right back. So I think Howe's got that in mind. Like Trippier played, he didn't play against PSG, but he might play against Man City, for instance. So he's gonna keep in mind Miley isn't just for the midfield, it's for the right back. So he has to play Tonali a little bit longer. So Tonali, you might not see Tonali against City. You might see Bruno and Joe Linton if Joe Linton's fit. He has to be very careful about how he does it. Like our big injuries have been like in the defensive half, and the midfield has been bailing them out. Like Miley played centre back at one point, stuff like that. So
he played CM right back and centre back in the same game at one point.
Yeah, exactly. So and he's rotating our front line heavily because he's just trying to keep them trying to keep it fresh or whatnot. So it's mad. It's it's what happens when you just go for things and try to go Champions League and stuff like that. So it's all part of the game, really.
Hey.
When you're in 4 competitions, it's a sign you're doing things right. But it's all
tell them you wouldn't. So some of our Newcastle fans, you wouldn't guess that.
They won't hear it. We're literally in February right now, and we're still in 4 competitions.
Do you know what? I do find it strange. So I see some Newcastle things pop up because I've got all like the same accounts as Mitch. So I see it pop up, but also like on sort of other things like the Athletic. Every other week it changes. It's always, this is a really bad result for what happens now. They go, this is a really good start. Does it get like why'd you keep regurgitating the same things?
Because I think it coincides with something I've always thought about Newcastle, which is, and the PSG game is the exception to the rule. But away from home, Newcastle are a very different team to being at home. I've always just felt that way. And I think that if you look at those news stories, you can probably coincide each time Newcastle's played away from home and not looked as great. And then when they say it's turning around, it's a bunch of like a run of home games where he's like, Newcastle smoke teams. I've got this belief that Newcastle right now, what holds them back is the inability to be ruthless away from home.
Against teams that play a low block, I agree.
Yeah.
And also Man City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Outside of all of those teams, so that's probably only leaves about 7 teams in the entire league.
But even with that, there was a stat saying about teams that scored the most goals against like low blocks, and Newcastle like 3rd. I think Arsenal might be top, and I can't remember who's 2nd.
All the boys.
And then we're like 3rd. Our away form is dreadful as well. I think there's games that we've been unlucky in as well. Like, and we've been the better team, and it's just gone against us type of thing. It's just been able. I think the fan base needs to learn to manage that a lot of the times. Like,
do you think? Again, I don't know, but do you think the away fans get nervous? Because I remember, like, was it 2 seasons ago or last season I want to say Bournemouth, and it was Trippier having a go. Or going to a little bit of a back and forth with the away fans and Newcastle.
I think that was the season before last. When we was in the Champions League.
Yeah. That was a climax to something like that. Was like on the back of like 6, 7 like mad results, defeats or something like that, and the fans are going at him type of thing, and so he started giving it back to them.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, are Newcastle fans away from home? I guess does tension sometimes come from the fans in terms of nerves that then translates to the pitch that doesn't happen at home? Because I always say this: Newcastle at home, the hardest thing to beat is that 12th man. Like, forget the players. You have to get through the fans first of all.
The problem with that for Newcastle is because they're a one city team, the home advantage is just that massive because everyone's there. So then when you're away, it's the complete opposite. So and the thing is with Newcastle away fans, they're like top draw. They're loud all the way through, even when they're losing. They'll still keep singing. But because it's you can't compare the away group to that massive home ground that you've got every week in, week out. So I think that is probably that 12th man that they don't get on away games.
Yeah, and plus it's not easy to win games, Olu. Like, you're enjoying things with Arsenal at the top of the league in Europe. Like, I don't know if you noticed, it's hard to win games. Like West Ham were 2-0 up today. looking very, very good. Like I was liking what I don't know who those players are though. Like Stocky, I'm sure I know about Pablo and whatnot, but they were playing well. And Chelsea just bought on João Pedro, Correa, and some other geezer. Was it Reece? It was a Reece James.
No,
Reece James came on a bit later.
Fofana, the centre half. They just changed their entire left-hand side.
And there you go. And everything changed. So, yeah.
Hey, that was an unnecessary shot at Stocky. We're talking about Newcastle there, man.
I was just highlighting
deflection is what that's called, Ollie.
Yeah, maybe. It's not easy to win games. I guess is what I was trying to say. It's not easy.
Hey, just get a corner. That's what you need to do, man.
No, but it's not. Like today, do you know what? That's what frustrated me even more today. We had something like 92 corners today. We didn't look like scoring any of them. It was the same tactic that I've seen for the past 6 weeks.
Yeah. I guess corners is a skill then, huh? It's not just as easy as just putting exactly. So when people complain about Arsenal's corners, just realize that it's worked on. It's not just something that happens by accident.
There was some analyst like he helped Brentford. He's the one that helped Brentford about how they should take their corners. And the thing is that teams, and like even with throw-ins as well, teams are too slow. You don't need to be that slow. Like if you want to go good quality players, try catch them off guard and just fling it in. But now everybody's like making a whole precision, like a whole like display about it. We're taking a corner, we're wiping the ball, we're doing the whole, and everybody is set. Just take it quickly and just put it in the mixer.
What's weird is that you guys got Trippier, who was like, I don't know if his skills just declined, but he's a fantastic dead ball specialist.
Yeah.
From Arsenal's perspective, is if you can repeat the same corner over and over again, right? And even Madueke today, I mean, he took one that was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. Actually, might have been two, but there's one he hit it and he just like it was a grass cutter, and it wasn't like in minutes.
The one you got a goal from was absolutely shocking.
Yeah,
but the only reason it went in, and Toon will relate to this, is because Cole Darlow was in goal.
Yeah, fair enough.
He should have just caught it.
Fair enough, but like you need to get if you could, I think for corners, it's.
But Cole Darlow is a vampire. He's good at crosses.
if you could repeat the delivery of the ball with pace and whip, I think most goalkeepers will find it difficult to come out for it, because it's like one, you go fight through bodies of players, and two, if it comes in that fast, even if you don't get a head onto it, if you haven't got Gabriel, for example, who seems to be able to attract himself to a ball, at least it causes pandemonium and chaos. Like the second goal was literally, again, it wasn't the greatest corner, but it came with so much pace that when he punched the ball, he punched onto a player and it went in. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's when I see teams now just floating the ball in the corner, I'm like, like, it's imitation is the best form of flattery. Just look at Arsenal and just go, what are they doing well? They've got Declan Rice on one side, thanks Stuckey, and they've got Saka on the other side, and they just hit the ball as hard as possible with as much precision as they can generate, and it seems to work.
I was with you until you called out Stuckey like that.
I said thanks. I just said thanks. We give him 100 million reasons to say thanks as well. You know what I
mean? It's funny. All these players always get better. When they're still at the previous team, Thomas Partey's better than Declan Rice.
You know what? Listen,
Rice is great.
Let me put my hands up. I will put my hands up and I would admit it. I never knew how good Declan Rice was, right? Literally, because it's a thing of a lot of fans are snobs, and I think the higher up in the league you are, the more snobbish you become, right? So you don't. Like tomorrow, I'm not going to watch Brighton versus fucking. I don't know they're playing tomorrow, right? I'm just not going to, right? That's the reality of it. And I'm very
snobby. Didn't realize that Brighton played today.
There you go. Right.
Who's in the team was like.
That's the reality of it. Like when I was younger, maybe I love football that much. Like I would watch some random teams, but now I just don't have the time. Nor do I really care that much. I want to see the bigger teams, and maybe it's bad on my part. So. The point is that you only see certain players like 3 or 4 times a season fully. And if Arsenal playing West Ham, most of the time we have the ball. So Declan Rice never stood out apart from being very good defensively. Right? It's only when I saw him play for Arsenal, I was like, oh shit, he can run with the ball. Like he can dribble. Yeah, he's very right footed. So he's not going to be like, he doesn't look smooth when he's dribbling, but he can go from one side of the pitch to the other side of the pitch with just like 5 strides.
Mate, I think you've taken that out of his game.
Yeah.
Try and get him to pass it too much, where he should just drive at people.
Yeah.
Funny enough, when you was talking about the corners, I think the trick these days is, and I'm sure Sinclair will back me up, just make people defend, because there's not a lot of people that can do it properly anymore. That's why Arsenal are good at set pieces, because they make people defend it. And it's almost a forgotten art in football.
Yeah. But yeah, I called Declan Rice the comfort blanket for Arsenal, because his ability just to sniff out like dangerous situations, I didn't realize how good it was. So again, I'm one of those people that I'll admit when I'm wrong. I just didn't give him the credit that he deserved, and obviously, I mean, he did what he did at West Ham in terms of winning that the UCL, the Conference League. Like, yeah, he's fantastic. But yeah, the fact that he wasn't taking it must be surprising for you that he never took any dead balls or not at the rate that he's doing now.
No, do you know what? He took a couple at West Ham, and I remember some of the crowd going, "Oh, he should be in the box, like he's over tall he is." I'm like, but he's not very good in the air. He's like better. He's better take. Like you know them tall players that get shorter when they jump.
Voltmada.
Yeah. Like his feet leave the ground, but he ducks his head down. Like,
he jumps, but he's not really attacking the ball. He's jumping because he's falling into his area and he has to.
It's like a South Hargrave. He jumps and puts his shoulder up like that.
But also, Mitch, are you now done with Elanga? Because I remember at the start of the season, you were very high, not high, but you were sort of pro Elanga. Are you? What's your thoughts
we're
now?
back on the upwards trajectory. So I was back in Elanga, and then the more I watched him, we were coming down. And then the last few weeks, he's turning that corner again. He's looking a little bit more efficient, a little bit more effective in what he's doing.
Yeah, fair enough. I still think you could have spent 55 million somewhere else. Personally,
that's your opinion, and I appreciate that.
You got smoked tonight, man. What the fuck, man? I don't care. What are you talking about? Let's still get the pleasantries out of the way now. You got smoked, right? You had Verts dancing around your defense like it was nothing, man.
But I kind of felt like that's why we should have gone for the free, because normally when we play a back three, someone pushes onto the guy that fills that space that the midfield likes to leave between the defense and the midfield. And but like, who am I to tell Eddie Howe what to do right now? Like, this guy's a professional Premier League manager. Like, I've managed in amateur football at not even a half decent level. So who am I to tell him what to do?
No, fuck it. We were amazing, Mitch.
We were decent. We had some really good corner routines.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, I think Elanga's starting to pick up, and the more teams come at us, the more we'll see the better of Elanga. It's just pairing the right players in that attacking line together.
Elanga for me, just I put him in the same bucket as Martinelli.
Okay.
Madueke. There's another player I was thinking of as well, but I can't remember now.
Adama Traore.
Adama Traore. That's another one. Yeah.
GBH today.
Jao Pedro. Literally, he saw his life choices and went, "Snatch! No, this is not smart." He thought, "Nah." But the reason why I say I put him in those categories, that you expect, like, once a game he's just going to run the ball off the pitch, like, for no reason. Like, he's just going to be running, and he just won't stop. And he just run the ball off the pitch, and you go, "Fairs, that's Elanga for you. That's Martinelli for you. That's Madueke for you." Like, at least with Madueke, like, he kind of doesn't know what he's doing, but something comes out of it. Right now, Elanga just seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, and nothing comes out of it. But if you're on an upward trajectory, yeah, that's what 55 million gets you.
We're not set up for an Elanga. I'm fully in the camp of we should have signed a more creative right-hand player.
Do you know what? Actually, no, I think it's a cautionary tale why players should, and this is why Igor Thiago is going to be the same thing next season, because he's now scored 18 goals in his profile. Don't buy players off just one season of performance.
But we didn't buy him. We've been looking at him for about 2-3 years.
Yeah. Been watching him for a while.
Yeah, you should have just kept him on the watch list.
No, but do you know what? Do you know what? We will hold this one, but because if you look at all of our other transfers,
yeah, absolutely,
there's like the percentage of hits is higher than most other teams in the league by miles. So if the odd one doesn't work, you kind of got to accept that. So you can't really crash out about it because
that's fair.
Like everybody else has normally been a success. So like they've misprofiled one player potentially because you never know. He might just all of a sudden
go on, Alan. Give us who else?
No, sorry, you saw it. I was just racking my brains for all the transfers that happened recently. It's got to be one that's not worked out.
So good, man.
Newcastle. Are we going for Newcastle specifically?
Yeah. It can't just be a Langa.
Just a Langa, bro.
So the fact that people are thinking and it's taking this long to come up with a second name.
I'm just trying to think who you're signing, mate.
Like,
okay.
Over Thiago, you've absolutely knocked out of the park, and I think to be in there for signing of the season.
He's superb. Yeah,
I guess also if I'm kind of comparing it to where Newcastle are versus like being top of the league. I think the signings will work. If you're saying being at the top of the league, then you can go, this player is not good enough. But for where Newcastle are, we're in the 4th to 6th position. Actually, most of the signings have panned out.
That's the most snobbish.
See how nice I was, and still, very snobbish.
That's a nice car for your wage package. So you got predictions and you got predictions, Mitch, or?
Yeah, we got predictions for Villa Brentford. The only other real games I want to talk about is Man United Fulham. Because I feel like this is where we really start judging Carrick's Man United. The games where the players just don't instantly get up for it because of the name of the team on the team sheet. And he actually has to do a little bit.
I think he'll adjust the starting lineup. I think the way he's picked his forwards in the past couple of games were like a kind of counter-attacking thing where, I think he can adjust it.
Okay.
I think Dorgu's injured as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Dorgu's out for a while as well, I think. That could be a season done.
Oh, really?
That's a shame because he was playing all right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That control with his arm the other night was quite decent, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I think he was probably going to be their deadly weapon for the foreseeable rest of the season. Sorry, but now that he's out,
maybe they'll put Dallo on left and bring in Mazzawari.
Maybe, or just put Cunha up there.
Nah. You see, that I thought that was a good thing in the heat of the battle to do something, but I wouldn't say that's a starting one.
Probably not.
So who are you having dropping out then? So if Dallo goes left and Mazzarri comes in, so which one of Casemiro, Kobe, Ahmad, Bruno, and Cunha don't play?
Oh yeah, Ahmad. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Because it looks a pretty set for sort of 4-2-3-1. You've got like Dallo, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Mainu, Dallo, Fernandez, Cunha, and then Mbeumo up front. Or Sesko.
But Dogu was starting, so he was.
Dogu was starting either off the left or the right.
Dogu was right of the free. Or left of the free, sorry. He was left of the free.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would just be Dallo, I guess, then. Dallo, yeah, because Arban's going to stay in because he's just stretches the game.
But I look at that 11 and I just think that's bang average. Like you've got a few decent names in like Fernandez are great, Casemiro was once great. The rest of it is pretty average to me. Like Mbeumo's had one fantastic season, Cunha's same. Dallo I've never really rated that much at all, to be honest. But other than that, it's just like they're not a top side for me.
No, they're not a top team.
No, they're not. But if Carrick's getting the tune, and I said the other morning when we did the Derby preview with Ash, like I don't know, I just get the feeling he could get lightning in a bottle for so long till the season's out. I just think he might just do that. I think he could do it off vibes, and this is what we did when we were good. This is a standard sort of thing.
Yes.
Just maybe use that message till the end of the season.
Get the players screaming Ferguson as they leave the changing room and all that stuff. Yeah.
Probably. I mean, just doing that will probably do better than some of the other managers' ideas previously. Also, I think Carrick will just be more pragmatic about things. He's there to win games. That's ultimately his job. He's not there for a vision. He's not got like a 4-year contract where he goes, I want to try and build a start. They just said win games. And so he hasn't got to set a precedent. He hasn't got to have a philosophy. Just win games. There is players there to win games. You just got to organise them correctly. Like the best 11 players in the world don't make the best team. You just need to get a function inside.
Yeah.
That said, I haven't said anything about Fulham, who have like sneaky had a good season. Because they're just doing what they do.
A few bits here and there. Harry Wilson's having an absolute stormer of a season, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
He's on a free in the summer as well.
Yeah, as is Silva.
Fulham currently 7th.
They are 7th, yeah.
Mad.
And only 4 points behind them. Do you know what's funny about... Sorry, and before we go to Fulham very quickly, what's so funny about the United situation is this. For me, at least. Do you remember when they had Ten Hag? I remember the formation was a massive problem for them. And then when they brought in Amorim, there's this whole vision of the club sees going to a back 3. I remember a lot of United fans were harping on about it. And, part of the reasons why who was the director of football you guys had before? Ashworth, isn't it? And Ashworth, they said Ashworth fell out with them because Amorim was coming to play back 3 and he didn't believe that would work, etc., etc. And a lot of United fans were behind it. And they never bought, it seems like they never bought players to fit that system. And now, towards the end of Amorim's sort of tenure, the same United fans who were saying, yeah, we need to move to a back 3, turned around and say, actually, no, we move back to a back 4. Obviously, Carrick is coming and put a back 4 in and said, basically, let's just counter-attack. So they just sort of roll back to what they were doing under Ole, even though they've tried to go through this sort of transition to Ten Hag and quote-unquote possession football, which was never really possession, to Amorim, which was this 3-5-2 that never worked. They've now gone back to just doing what the players who they had were very good at, which is sit back and just go forward as quick as possible, basically. It just shows how much as football fans we just don't know. We have this idea of what we think will be great for our teams, and then we see the reality of what it is and go, no, that's shit. And actually, maybe sometimes I'm not a big fan of like the club way, the club DNA or the certain way of playing, but some teams are just built to be a certain way. Chelsea are built to be defensive. Man United are built to be counter-attacking. Newcastle are built to be thugs. It's just the way things are meant to be. But yeah, Fulham. I think Fulham will be a difficult game for them. Actually, Fulham will be what? You remember when Chelsea fans at the start? There's a Chelsea fan who said they're not scared of Barcelona or Arsenal. It was the Leeds game they were scared about. I think it was one thing they said. I remember I forgot what her name was. She said it on like Sky. This is going to be the same thing for Newcastle, for Man United, where the Man City and the Arsenal game is not the ones you should worry about. It's the Fulham game because, like Stocky said, you can raise yourself up for those games. Can you raise yourself up now for a team which isn't the sort of blockbuster game? And that's what will be interesting to see what Carrick does and if they continue to rise to that occasion.
Okay, fair enough.
I hope they lose though.
Yeah, I actually think they will.
Yeah?
I think they will, yeah. I'm going with late Harry Wilson winner.
Can Oscar Bob play for Fulham now?
He could, but he's injured.
Is he injured?
Apparently so, yeah.
I saw him on the bike speaking Portuguese to Muniz and that.
Oh. Yeah, Muniz is also injured though.
Oh, that makes sense then.
That's why they were both on the bike. Yeah, so apparently Fulham have got Why is it not showing it the same way it was showing a minute ago? It was Muniz, Oscar Bob, and one other player out injured.
Oof.
Oh, here we go. Who else is it?
Fulham are doing okay.
Sasa Lucic. Sasa Lucic is the other one out with Chukwueze potentially missing due to personal reasons.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, Lukic and Chukwueze are probably the bigger two out of the rest of them, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because they've had decent impact on games. But yeah, for me, I think Man United, this is the game where we really see where they're at. Like I said earlier, I think Marco Silva will have a little bit of basis to go on for how he sets his team up, whereas previously Man City had nothing and Arsenal didn't really have anything to go off of how Carrick was going to play. And I think Silva will adapt to the way he believes Man United are going to play, and they'll nick it 2-1 for me.
Fair enough.
Anyone else? Anyone else want to jump in? Who's next?
I mean, Fulham are a very tricky team. That if the time you bet against them, they'll pull something out of the bag, and then when you expect them to get a result, they'll have a poor performance. Are Man United gonna have the same be able to replicate their last 2 weeks? Time will tell. Their reputation tells you that they won't. We're expecting a poor performance from United, if anything's to go past their previous history. So I'm going to go for a draw. I think it's going to be maybe a 1-1.
Cool. 1-1 draw.
Gonna go Man United 2-1. Even if they set up how they have done, sort of with Fernandes just behind Mbeumo, in Zesco and Cunha, they've still got quality to come on, especially in Cunha.
Yeah.
No one wants to deal with a live wire like on 65, 70 minutes. He's just going to run at you and test you. And I think are Fulham as formidable away as they are at home? I don't know. I just feel like in my head they're not. I've not looked it up, but it's just, you just kind of think, yeah, it's Fulham away, isn't it? I think Man United should have enough attacking, and I think they got enough of a good feeling at the minute to get past it.
Okay, so Fulham are 11th in the way of form table.
Yeah,
but to combat that, Man United are 11th in the home form table.
All right, well, sweet.
So yeah,
Man United I think they'll have more attacking threat off the bench.
Fair play. So it's just Olu and Toon left for predictions.
You see how Olu, you just assumed it's you, like just because of your.
Come on first.
So you're elitism.
Damn right, elitism. exactly. Food chain, as they say, right?
So Toon. So what are you saying? What's your prediction?
No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
No, I think United are going to be too strong for Fulham. I'm going to go 3-1 to United.
3-1 United.
Yeah.
Cool. Make you feel a little bit better for yourself about last weekend, yeah?
That too, but listen, no. What made me feel better if they were to actually shit the bed against Fulham. But I think they will ride this sort of feel-good factor long enough. So I think they'll get a couple of goals tomorrow as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I'm on the feel-good factor thing. I think they're having a good time, Man United, which is annoying. What's more annoying is people saying, there's some people saying, oh, isn't it? It's opposition fans who aren't even Man United fans saying, oh, isn't it good to have Man United playing well again? Isn't it good for the league? I'm like, this is disgusting, bro. I wasn't raised on this. What is this, man? But anyway, they are playing well. And their biggest problem is actually when they get more of the possession of the ball and what they're going to do with it. If Silva is wise, he'll be as counter-attacking as possible. set up in a mid to low block and take it from there, which might be a thing. We'll see. But I think Man United are having such a good time right now. They're probably going to get the result. I think someone they always say 3-1. I don't want to say 3-1.
Yeah.
Okay. I think let's go for a 4-1 Man United.
Oh, big win. Big Man United win. Okay, cool. I think that...
No, I was going to say, before that, the best part from this feel-good factor that I'm seeing from United fans is that if we didn't draw these games and that games, we'll be first. I'm like, well, you drew them and you lost those games. That's kind of how football works. You can't just go back and go, if we didn't do this. Those things actually happened. And that's why you're fourth and not first.
Yeah. And the other side of that is when the wheels fall off once more, it's going to be even funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't see this being sustainable for them. I think it is just a feel-good factor thing, and then they all revert to type. So
yeah, a full-time manager will fuck it up.
Yeah. How good is 40 game a season, Man United, by the way? 40 games. That's the maximum amount of games they can play this season. It's glorious.
It's crazy.
Got 20 of them.
I feel like we're hoping that they fall off. And
let's have some joy too.
No.
I think they deserve to have won their games they won. Let's see how Carrick adapts to the tactics, to how managers kind of come back. We all know what it's like when our teams have momentum. Even sometimes there'll be games where you don't deserve to win, you've been out tactic, but because you won 3-4 games prior, you just stumble through. So I think people have to brace themselves.
So
it's gonna be crazy.
The only thing I'll say is that history shows that eventually players revert back to type, and it takes a long time to break habits. It just is. Tottenham, remember, first 10 games, amazing, right? And it took a while to break those habits. Then now, this season, they've played 2 years of rock and roll football, like no defending, started off a little bit well defensively, falling off a cliff. Like, players eventually revert back to type. So the mess that United have been, you can't just sweep under the rug. Players don't just flick a switch. Like, yeah, you might get, like, everyone, well, I can't say everyone because I've never been through it like that. But most teams, when you have a manager halfway through a season, you always see like a little bit of upturn and then it reverts back to type. So, like, if they went on a crazy unbeaten run to the end of season, they literally be defying history. Like, history just tells you that this always happens.
Yeah, fair point. Very fair point. Okay, sounds like no one wants to really go against that.
No, I'm hoping that Olu's right, but I've experienced it. Like, we've experienced when Mitch, when Eddie Howe took over, like, and we lost. Like, before he took over, we were on this, like, we had 14 games without a win. We were breaking all sorts of records for relegation clubs. Like,
they were talking about derby settings where we could
break that record. Yeah, we broke all those records. Yeah. So, but Eddie Howe came in and we ended up finishing like with 49 points or something like that. Champions League form, which we carried on into the second season, where we actually achieved Champions League. So, and they've got less games. Always, what I'm saying is, like, sometimes just feeling good about yourself can take you to those levels for a period of time. So, and that period of time, we don't know when it is. So, if it could be that he does it for the rest of the rest of the season.
I asked this question, and I don't remember. Did you sign players?
Yeah, we bought 5 players in the transfer.
There you go. So you have to make a drastic change, and most times it has to be like first team players for you to buck that trend.
Yeah, but Dan Burn, Nick Pope, Chris Wood, Kieran Trippier,
Bruno Gomes
were the 5.
Oh, can you remember the players you had instead of them, and then compare them?
That was awful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like you have to uproot. Like Arsenal, we did the same thing when we had the eighth, right? It's not surprised that once we got rid of Kolasinac, Mustafi, so on and so forth, we went to 5th, right? like we won the FA Cup, but you saw what happened straight away the next season. Revert back to type. You have to get rid of these players and then bring in new players to sort of buck that. And that's why you see most teams when they go through changing managers each season, if the players don't change as well,
I'm just saying
it's hard.
We don't know when this run is going to end.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
That's the only thing. Yeah. I'm hoping it ends on Fulham.
Nah, I think one more. More. I think, funny enough, I think it'll be the Tottenham game that breaks him.
That's going to break everybody. It's going to be emotional.
As long as it's broken and dead by the time they come around to playing us again, I don't care where it breaks. If we've got to break it, we've got to break it. As long as it doesn't continue past that game, I don't care. Simple as that. Okay, so boys, love to everybody for joining the first rival shows that we've run on WtOS Sleep. It's much appreciated. It ran for a lot longer than I expected, to be honest. So we've just hit 3 hours. So yeah, loving that. Great chat as always. Anybody want to plug anything before we roll out?
No, I'm not on the socials like that.
As I say, well, it's just down to us. We will be back, which is actually tomorrow evening now, 8:30. Monday, 8:30. WtOS Sleep. We'll be back with the usual Parliament show, catch up with the weekend stuff and all of that. And
oh, great. We can relive it again. That's nice, mate.
Yeah, that's it. We've got to do it twice now, Stocks, unfortunately.
Just in case you missed anything.
Right, time limits this week. We'll get into the main topic nice and early. We don't want to...
Yeah. To be fair, this week we're going to do, so over the next 4 weeks, we're breaking down, we're doing like a decade wars. So the 90s against the 2000s, against the 2010s, against the 2020s. We're going to put a team together for each decade. And on the 5th week, we're going to discuss what the best team is.
Invite Gokes and all the other miserable guys there. We got blamed. Did you see? I got blamed on WhatsApp. You didn't bring any forwards on today. This is why football is boring. I'm like, jeez, bro. Yeah, you just want 4-1. What do you want? What do you want with life? What do you want from me?
Wait, how far back are you going then?
This week we're going to do the 2020s team. We're going to pick 11 players for 2020s. Then we're going to pick the following week. We'll probably do 2010s, pick 11 for that. Then it'll be the 2000s, 11 for that. Then the 90s, 11 for that. And then the 5th week, we'll discuss which is the best 11 we've put together.
And then pick the 90s because we were young.
Probably.
So basically, just Primera, every decade that we've been in the Primera, we're going to
that's a good one.
Yeah. So we're going to run that and we're going to see how it pans out. And players can be in multiple teams and all of that stuff. And
My early prediction is the 2000s would win.
Yeah.
The noughties.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But that's just me. That's me thinking just off the cuff. But yeah, I'll let you guys. I'm gonna love to see that. Watching that.
Yeah. Well, that's us for the next 4 weeks. We're going to run that, and then whatever time left, we'll do weekend breakdowns and all the stuff we usually do. So yeah, if you're interested in that, be there. Like, share, subscribe, do all the usual good stuff. We're still quite a small channel. We've now hit 100 subscribers. So keep sharing, keep liking, push us out even more, and let's push us to the next level. So yeah, love that. Appreciate everybody.
Peace.
Love, guys.
See you later, gents.
See you.
Take care.